welcome to another episode of Minor Plays the Troop Psychopaths with questionable opinions about how the future works. My favorite is the Season 3 opening. Well, the Season 3 opening is also pretty good, yeah. It's kinda sad that they had to change the bands for the opening and the ending song, because Egoist sadly broke up. Which is really sad. I love their music. I hope it's not too loud. Oh, my voice is not loud either. Continuing to... Don't make me like afraid that I'm deleted something. No, yeah, that's very sad news. I know. The band from the opening is still around, I know, but yeah. But yeah. And the opening of the third season is nice as well. Though it is kind of funny that at some point Arata and the other one are just looking cautiously to cross the road. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Do tell me if the audio is fine and if it's not too loud. Then let's get into it. For a while now, something has been bothering me. I didn't experience the effect of time like a normal human. I was free from its limitations. Audio is fine? Alright. Oh, so you will, you won't be picked up tomorrow. Okay, that's good. But this wasn't permanent. I needed to show humanity the way to happiness. It was now or never. If not, they'd come for me again. Buddy cop show. I do like the artistic style of the opening, yeah. It's really nice. Oh, the ending song is also pretty good. Because I'm free. I wasn't going to let anyone stop me. I needed to create that perfect happiness for everyone. Now, don't call me a pessimist, but you can't give everyone happiness. That's just impossible. You know that's not going to work out. It's always going to go wrong in some way or another. Grant everyone their wishes. You were born to serve that purpose. I couldn't remember her face or voice, but I knew that it was my mother. She had always harbored that desire. I'm still saying that it's the main character though. Also, I know this guy's voice actor, but I can't put my finger on it. I must work hard, so all humans can be happy. Also, hello there, Spanglish and Yo-Yo. And Fen now as well. I wanted to meet her and be praised by her, but I was nothing but a failure. Surely Mother wouldn't be coming anytime soon to see me. If I work harder, she'll come to me, right? Well, if she has amnesia, it's not going to happen. I yet remembered she used to tell me you needed more heart. Why can't I pronounce that word now? More heart to give more happiness to people. If I became a perfect human and wasn't just an incompatible AI, then Mother would definitely come and see me. Alright, yeah, alright, Fan. Why did I want to say Yo-Yo? Alright, Fan, take care. See you around. Alright, I do things fine, yeah. But how I will... Oh. Okay, I'll shut up. But how will I grant this happiness? Even if I grant people's wishes, they quickly become unhappy again. Am I missing something here? Damn it. That's like 2 times I need to pause myself. Everyone believes if their wishes are granted, they'll be happy, but even after they come true, they're not happy. That's a contradiction. Something very important is wrong. I mean, I don't know. There's always going to be something else that is going to be bothering you, isn't there? I searched for a method to break this paradox, testing out countless simulations while considering all possibilities, one after another, again and again. I began to understand that despite all the different types of wishes people had, they converged on the one common theme. Everyone just wants to be happy. Well, that's true. At least I think so. Whether it was eating tasty food, spending time with their loved ones, throwing out what they hated, or even sleeping on a comfortable bed, people just wanted to be happy. I can relate to that last one. Sleeping on a comfortable bed is nice. They follow their one-track minds and trivial desires, deliberately avoiding the path to happiness that the civil system had already provided them. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hello there. Free will. That is the true enemy. Having too many desires and choices is stopping people from attaining true happiness. So there was only one thing to do. Get rid of all their choices. Well, I don't think that's going to make people happy now. Come on. That's a bit drastic. I will show you the way to happiness. You won't have to make any choices if there's only one path. And that's not going to end well, is it? And so I began my mission, searching for that single path, where all hesitation, discord, and decisions cease to exist. I searched, and I searched, and I searched. Why do cyberpunk AIs have to be trusted all the time? Because they are flawed, AIs can't understand human emotions, so that makes them break down in one way or another, trying to understand and comprehend it. At least I think so. Linking the data, looking for that one way, and then I found it. Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I jumped with joy. This was the perfect method. Now I could grant happiness with ease, and without worsening anyone's view, pain and sadness would become obsolete. You just give them some happy pills. That works. It was the ultimate happiness, the gate to heaven. I must test this out at once. Who wants to be the first to receive their happiness? Like Yagami, you okay? You didn't sell them. True. I checked the views of those I'd met and others I'd yet to meet, and then finally I found someone. Ah, what a poor little soul. Let's pick her. You just wait. I'll grant you your happiness. That didn't really end well, did it? The child abuse and abduction case perpetrated by Kanai had come to a close. Around that time, we received an update on a drone deployment from Tokyo to Seto. With the increase in drones, we would be able to return to Tokyo. I don't think you will be returning for a while now. Hey man, you serious? The cyborg theft case hasn't been solved, and what are we going to do about Alpha? So bloody strict. He knows the still has a stick up his ass, I see. Although I have my misgivings. We don't have the time to work on investigations in minor cities. We'll have to rely on drones and scanners to do their jobs. Even then, you know how it is with drones. Can we extend our stay by a few days? Do I have to tell you that, Kukutachi? No means no. So while I continue with the story, how has everyone been today? I hope you're all doing fine. I understand, but if you think about it, chances are Alpha will cause another incident. And then let's hope he doesn't. Yeah, that's not going to work. You can't just hope that he's not going to cause any trouble. Come on. Everyone in Division 1 was probably hoping for that too, but there was nothing more than hopeless wishes for... There was nothing more than hopeless wishes to what Inspector Ginoza said. The office grew quiet. Everyone was probably trying to think of what Alpha would do next. Then we all received a notification on our Wiscroms regarding new data. In the list Namori, could you please take a look at this? There she is. What? Let me see. The mental supplement usage count, huh? Huh? Does indeed seem way too high. Not to give Christian a hug. Aww. Well, you can send him a woman. And I know, I know. It's a bit of a pain. It's caused by the citywide mental health examination. More often than not, supplement sales skyrocket after a public mental check. Good time at Mayu. But still, this is unusual. This rate of use is much larger than what would be expected, even if the population were to double. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, everyone give Yo-Yo some hugs and pats. She could use them. You have the perfect emote for that. There's nothing directly related to the case we have at hand. There are still many things we need to do. Let's move on to the next one. Understood. Oh, turning point. Uh-oh. Returning to the tablet, I clicked on a report forwarded by Enforcer Tsurugi. Enforcer Tsurugi, Shiori Matsukata transferred into a high school back in Southern Marine City and... yeah. She transferred back because she was bullied. Man, that sucks. Bullying? There's some more additional information here. Nani? Huh? What? That girl's coming back here. Kagari, you were so dense. It was forwarded to everyone, so just read it at your own desk. Kagari paid no attention and read the attached file instead. It detailed the various rumors that Shiori had fallen victim to. The years of the students at the school all became affected, and because of that, she was shunned even though she was a victim herself. Oh, lovely system, yeah. Talking about disgusting candy, oh gods. And then you had Mega linking those very disturbing things, like, And like I said there, I don't really like Oreos. I don't know, I ate them once and it just like... it just didn't do it for me. I don't know. Wow, no way you wrote this, Taku. This is such a calm and collected report. I am not calm. Can't you see I'm still heated? Indeed, look at all the spelling mistakes scattered throughout the report. See? Like this one. Fix it. Oh, sorry, not sorry. Anyway, why was she bullied? It's obvious. It's because how a person with bad hue can affect your hue to be bad too. And what kind of candy flavors do you like, Yo-Yo? And anyone else in chat for that matter? Personally, I would say... I'm not really sure. I mean, I love chocolate. I mean, that much is obvious, I guess. But other than that, I guess I just like sour candy and stuff like that. That spell. Having a bad hue after experiencing a case like that is, well, I mean, it happens. Chocolate and sour, only really sweet stuff. Nowadays, people prioritize mental care to the point that having a worsening you has become a taboo. It's not a sin to keep your distance for the sake of self-preservation. No, but it's kinda egocentrical, isn't it? Hey, but that's just like judging others with colored lenses. It's just a hue. It's not even a valid reason to bully others. I had to burp there, hold on, sorry. I forced Tsuri cried out in anger, but why? Should I be angry too? Well, I mean... Isn't it kinda like, I wouldn't say it's like racism, but it's like classism? I don't know. What is everyone's favorite chips, crisp flavors? I'd mostly go for normal salted ones, but I also like the green Pringles, sour cream and onion. That's like the only fancy flavor I like. I mean, paprika isn't that bad either, but it's actually kind of the only kind of Pringles I eat. Other than that, it's just normal crisps that are just salty. And sometimes I get this craving for paprika, but it's like really random at times. Black pepper? That's specific. I think I've had some of those Laplace at some point. Don't be so dramatic. I do not approve of bullying either. It's just how there is more research that needs to be done on how psychological contagions affect psychopaths.
在学中に私、サイコハザードについてレポートを書きました。接していた相手の色相が悪いと分かった途端、色相が濁ったりする例もあるんですよね。
I wrote a report on psychopaths when I was in school. There were cases when just knowing that an acquaintance had a bad you affected your you too. Yeah, you seemed to like them quite a bit, didn't you? And this is the downside of human empathy. One can feel the same emotion as another, which leads to poor use, and forces like us also experience this. Yeti does it. The barbecue is kinda meh. Well, when it comes to Pringles, I don't really enjoy most Pringles, not even the normal ones. They're just kinda bland. It's like, sometimes we bought normal Pringles when we were on vacation. It was like alright, but it wasn't the best thing around. But I do really like the sour cream ones because, I don't know, I just like them. But other than that, I just rather buy normal crisps. I don't know. They are just better. Maybe a bit too fat at times, but yeah. Pringles are basically wood. Well, I wouldn't call it wood, but I would like call it. It's like compressed potatoes. It tastes like paper. But the sour cream and onions ones are pretty good, so hey, there's some flavor to those. To avoid the lair, so. And to avoid the lair, so no one will become a wolf of the same pack. What an unsavory world. Is it lair or lair? Lair. Oh right, no lair. It's not liar. God damn it. What is English? It's compressed potato pulver and sawdust. Compressed sawdust. That doesn't really sound lovely now, really. Hey, but even if Shiori came back... Probably, but between the two places, she's more infamous here. It's the pan or the fire. Pick your poison. Ah, it sucks. So why they can burn so well? I am not going to try to burn my Pringles. That's not going to end well. Rumors will fail after a while, but this case has been sensationalized, and will make matters worse. And to make matters worse, schools are in a close environment, making it really hard for her.
こには行き場がねえってのかよ。
Then what can we do? This kid doesn't know where to go.
落ち着いてください。私たちは私たちにできることをするしかありません。
Please calm down. We'll do what we can, but our options are limited. Even though I seemed calm, I felt a dull pain linger within my chest. Shiori Matsukata, a girl whom we had saved, but now she was slipping away.
できることってなんだよ。
So what can we do? What are our options?
定期的なセラピーの勧めくらいでしょうか。
Recommending a regular therapy session, or something like that.
それだけか。たったそれだけかよ。
You kidding me? That's all?
怒鳴らないで。私たちは彼女の友人でも家族でもない。他には何もできないわ。
Don't shout. We are not her friends or family. There's nothing we can do for her other than that. Of course, Kunizika was right, but still, knowing that I could not reach out to Shiori Matsukata felt like a stab into my chest.
こんなケースに出会うと考えちまうよな。デカってのは事件が起きてからでなきゃ動けない。それじゃ遅いんだ。
No, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just give our gifts up to Dylan. It's fine. Don't overthink a case like this. We detectives move when an incident occurs, but it's inevitable that we'll always be a step too late. Yeah, that's the painful truth, isn't it?
そのためにシビラはある。事件を未然に防ぐために。
But preventing incidents from ever occurring is exactly why we have the Sippel system.
だが事件
damn
は
it.
起こる。防げなかったことを被害者にいつもは明かさないが、俺たちにできるのは幸せに生きてほしいと祈るこ
I
と
just
だ
let
け
it
だ。
play out for a bit. I'll just take a drink, and I'll just wait until it's done. Of course, this is going to take 5 more minutes. Oh. Really, Lapas, you shouldn't. But thank you. Well, still to remain. Still to remain. The people in YouTube are going to be so annoyed probably that they are trying to watch this and they have to wait for me being done waiting on this so I can continue. The 69 subs are now ruined. However, incidents happen and cases continue to pile up. I always wanted to apologize to victims for what I couldn't prevent, but all we can do is pray that they can move on.
祈る。そうですよね。本当に。どこであっても心穏やかに過ごしてくれればいいのですが。
To pray. Yes, that is true. Wherever she is, I hope she can live peacefully.
まったくだ。
Exactly. So when is the next case going to happen? Because you can just wait that something is going to happen any moment now. Recalling the recent case made my chest hurt. It was quite... Thank you, Yo-Yo, for the gift sub as well. It's kind of unfortunate that if you look at like the amount of subs I have, like 95% of them is like gift subs instead of just people subbing themselves. It's quite something. I wonder if Twitch is thinking what else going on here. It's like some kind of money laundering or something like that. Are you guys on? Can I continue? Recalling the recent case made my chest hurt. It was quite unusual, so I used the U-checker to see if my U had been affected. This itch in my chest was not going away. The only way to scratch it was to make a mental supplement, otherwise it would worsen. And this again? How much more are you going to take? How much more are you going to take, lady? Mayu? No. You should save that money to buy food instead when you're visiting here next time. Instead of throwing in the subs. I took out the supplement and yeah, it's the same every time. And there we go. Shit is going down. Oh. Yo, chat. Chat, it's riot time. Emergency! A middle school in Southern Marine City has reported a riot? A riot? Without further ado, we rush to the scene. Oh no, not the riots. Yes, riots. Right when we saw the dilapidated school campus, a rush of familiarity washed over me. Then it subsided into a light dizziness. You went to this school before, didn't you? A faint memory filled my eyes. I could almost remember how the campus looked before. Without its towering fences surrounding it. Wait, what? Fences? I don't see fences. And a blue sky hovering above it. It was strange. I was sure this wasn't. I'm sure this wasn't there when I had grown up. Yet why did I keep experiencing these flashbacks? It was like my memories contradicted the records of my life. This is crazy. I noticed Enforcer Tsurugi was standing next to me, glaring at the campus, his sharp eyes burning with anger. You seem rather upset.
そんな風に見えたか。まあいい気分じゃねえのは確かだ。ここは俺の母校だったんだ。
Hmm? Oh, was it that obvious? Well, it turned into such a sight for sore eyes. I used to go here. It's my alma mater. What the hell's an alma mater anyway? I've never heard of that word before. What does it mean? Is it like a school you go to, or I don't know. It must be familiar to him, a place he cherishes. But then why did I feel that faint familiarity, even though I did not go here? Because you did go here.
今回の暴動の首謀者はこいつだ。船岡良太郎、3年生、15歳。
Oh dear, more Japanese names. This is the mastermind behind the riot, Ryotaro Funoga, 3rd year, age 15. He has been mandated to attend counseling. Oh, he looks like a delinquent, alright. All the students mandated to undergo counseling had been cited for disciplinary issues. As such, they had to attend periodic counseling sessions. Ryotaro Funoga often missed class. Beside him, there were other students with little hope of graduating based on their resistive attitudes revealed from their hue checks. Well, if not going to school gives you a bad hue, then I guess I'm screwed.
妙だな。そこまで反抗的だとカウンセリング指導だけで済むと思えないが、学校側は他に対策を取らなかったのか。行政指導などが入った形跡は。
Alma mater just means university according to Google. Why can't they just say university then if that's the case? Why do people always have to be so fancy with words? God damn it. Strange. Why would they protest to this extent if it was just over counseling? Did the school take up other measures? Were they punished?
それが奇妙なことにね。船岡良太郎の他にも問題のあった生徒たちはみんなそことは逆に色相は好転していたそうよ。
Here's what's strange. From his last counseling session, Ryotaro showed an improvement in his hue and behavior, but all the other delinquent students did too. Translation issues? Maybe. If that's the case, the staff could only do so much.
で、今回調子に乗ってバカやらかしたってこと？それってちょっと怪しくない？
Literally. And all of a sudden they just felt like causing a riot. Something else is definitely going on. Come on, Kagari, don't you ever just want to throw a riot? Come on, I know you want to. You're a little punk yourself too. How many hostages are there? Oh shit, that's a lot. About 80 teachers and students. On the other hand, the criminal captors. You mean students? That's also a lot. My apologies, the student captors are estimated around 50. They were spread throughout the school, holding the hostages. That's a lot of people. What do they want? For now, nothing.
奴らの目的が分かれば対処もしやすいんだが。おいギノ、説得は試みたのか?
What a sticky situation. If we can find out what they're gunning for, it would make it easier for us to react. Gino, are you going to negotiate?
脱走した教員が学校内との通信回線を開始、接触を行ったが反応はなかった。ドローンによる呼びかけにも答える気配はないな。
No petting. Now you know how I feel. They haven't responded to the drone's call at all, and direct calls to the school haven't been successful.
直接聞くしかなさそうだな。
It seems like we have no choice but to ask him directly.
大した理由があるようには思えんがな、俺には。監視官、校内の様子はどうなってる？
I don't think they have any special requests. Inspector, how is the campus like inside?
クリスか金の森との回線を
Kunizika, contact Karanamori.
はい
Roger.
はいはいこれが校内の見取り図よ。見ての通り校舎は3つに分かれてるわ。
Okay, here's the school layout map. As you can see, the complex is split into 3 parts.
東校舎、西校舎、本校舎とこの3カ所は2階の渡り廊下でつながってるわ。
East, West, and Central. The 3 campuses are connected by a corridor on the 2nd floor. Why on the 2nd
よく知
floor?
ってる。昔ここへ通ってたからな。問題は今中がどうなってるかだ。
Alright, Yo-Yo.
校内カメラの映像は
Noted. I know it well. I used to walk through that area. But the problem is, how has the inside changed? Are there any images from the interior cameras?
使い物にならないわ。校内からコントロールされてるみたい。
Nothing I can access. It seems to be controlled within the
そ
school.
んなに知恵の回るやつが立てこもり側にいるのか。
Is there someone with a fountain of wisdom on the inside?
人質のほとんどは教職員で成績優秀な生徒も多くいます。脅迫され立てこもり側に協力している可能性が十分に考えられるでしょう。
Most of the hostages are teachers and good students. They might have been threatened to cooperate with the kidnappers.
まあめんどくさいな。とりあえず俺たちはどこに行って誰をやっつけりゃいいわけ？
So I'm already calling this. Everyone in the school is now going to be fucked over with their use in psychopaths because of this whole situation. There's going to be no redeeming here at all. What a pain. Well, I guess we'll have to waltz in and make someone show us around, huh?
窓越しに校舎内の様子を捉えた映像および脱出に成功した生徒らの証言により本拠地はここと考えられる
From images taken through the windows of the buildings and from the students who successfully escaped, their base of operations appears to be here.
本校舎か。
Can't you just ask one of the escaped students for the layout or something like that? Come on now. Central
これ
campus.
以上の情報は外部からは得られないと判断した校舎内へ侵入し状況を探る常森マスターキーは
There's no other information that can be obtained from outside the campus. We'll infiltrate and monitor the situation. Tsunemori, where's the master key?
学校関係者の了承を得てすでに受け取り済みです。同じものが2つありますので、1つはギノザさんにお渡しします。
After obtaining the approval of the school administrator, we received the key. There were 2. So Inspector Ginoza and I will take one.
では突入経路は比較的手薄になっている本校舎裏口を推奨します。
I recommend that we infiltrate the less guarded campus located in the middle.
いいだろうではそこからバリケードを破って突入する
If the headquarters is in the middle, then why are you going into the middle?
油断するな
Why is it less guarded? It makes no sense. The good idea. We will tear down the barricades there then. It might appear to be less guarded, but do not be careless.
了解
Got it. Yokai. Enforcer Tsurugu rushed towards the central campus. He seemed like he was trying to burn off all of his worries and restlessness.
剣執行官油断は禁物
I mean, sometimes
冷
it,
静に対処してください。
sometimes it works to beat something up when you're stressed. Or so I've heard. Enforcer Tsurugi, carelessness is forbidden. Please remain calm.
ああ分かってる
Yeah, I know. Despite what he said, it was apparent that he was not cool-headed. But still, I know I should trust him, and I followed his lead. I wanted to thank him for all his support. For our support for one another. It was a relationship between enforcer and inspector, but maybe it was more than that. Uh-oh. It's just been 2 cases in a few days. Don't you fall in love with him, for fuck's sake. Running after him helped alleviate these thoughts. Well, that's a fine mess. Oh. There's the music again. The barricade was a cluster of chairs and tables that looked like it was made by someone who had no idea what they were doing.
とっつぁん、こういうのは懐かしいんじゃないか。
Hey Pops, doesn't this bring back memories?
バカ言え。俺だって歴史の
Can you guys hear the background music? Or is it too loud for that? Stop being a fool. I've only seen these things in history books.
現在歴史は授業さえ存在しませんが
Come to think of it, I never took history. The barrel leads right low. Aw.
俺も習った覚えがねえな。幼馴染は図書館で古い本引っ張り出して何やら調べてたっけ。
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember anything I studied, but my childhood friends would check out old books from the library.
やれやれ。過去から学ばないってんなら、一体今のガキどもは何から過ちを学ぶんだ。世も末だな。
The thing is, if you don't teach the lessons of history, then how are kids going to learn from the mistakes of the past? This is the end of the world. You know, he brings up a very good point with what nowadays is going on with all the people demanding censorship of stuff that happened in the past. This is going to happen to the real world too if people keep that up. Like if you keep erasing history and stuff like that and don't teach children what happened by just saying things are bad, things are bound to be happening again.
そもそも過ちを犯さないように予防されているのが今の社会です。と、あちらが見えてきましたね。
Censoring sucks, yep. The current society functions by preventing mistakes from being made in the first place. Oh, they're visible now.
立てこもり側からの反応がありませんね。
We're not getting any response from the other side of the barricade.
予想通りだ。奴らは統制が取れていない。各員、封鎖突破後、直ちに校舎内へ侵入。拠点を確保し、校内の情報を把握、並びに制圧に取り掛かる。
Just as I expected, they don't have an established leader. Okay, listen up. We'll breach the barricade, secure the building, obtain info, and then finally capture them. We got into formation and as planned, enforcers in the front and inspectors at the rear. I stood behind Enforcer Tsurugi, staring at his broad shoulders. Oh no, staring at his broad shoulders.
相手が未成年だからといってためらうな。潜在犯に対しては断固たる態度で臨み、容赦な
Something
く
is
執
bad,
行
you
し
should be
ろ。
aware of it. Hiding it is stupid. I mean, yeah, that's true, that's true. We don't hesitate because they're minors. Approach them if they're latent criminals and enforce them without leniency.
えいえいっと。
Okie dokie. God damn it, Kagami. Enforcer Tsurugi turned his head to the side and winked at me. And then raised his Dominator. Beside him, Enforcer Kugami faced the barricade, staring it down, not even blinking. Enforcer Masoga and Kunizuka raised their Dominators, covering the gaps in the barricade. And in head of all of them stood Enforcer Tsurugi.
行くぜ。
Let's do this. Storm the school. Yeah. Oh, hello there. With one last kick, the barricade crumbled. As we moved forward to infiltrate the building, some student captors sprang out with bottles in hand. It was not just any bottle, but a Molotov cocktail, only a few meters ahead of us. One of the captors was about to throw it at us out there. They are definitely having a party in there, aren't they? We were too close for comfort. At this distance, not only the enforcers, but even Inspector Ginosa or I would be in danger. What about a fire extinguisher? I quickly scanned the area and saw one in the building next to the entrance. Only a slight distance away. Well, you can't shoot it, because you have the stupid Dominators. And I decided to... We can just shoot a kid, because why not? I mean, I think the better option is to get the fire extinguisher instead of just shooting the kid. But what do you guys say? What do you guys say? shoot the kid. uh, shoot the, you really want me to shoot the student? Alright. Alright. The captor needed to be stopped before he threw the Molotov. I picked up my Dominator and aimed at the captor. Here's our identification verified instantly, and I pulled the trigger. Well, there we go. Why? The capture lobbed the Molotov, it whirled towards us, full of its volatile liquid swirling within the bottle. Even then, the Dominator did not act. Crime coefficient is under 20, not a target for enforcement action. Uh-oh.
ドミネーターが反応しません。
The Dominator is not responding.
こっちもだ。
Same here. Ah! Why was he screaming anyway? I could only watch as the bottle spun and hit Enforcer Tsurugi. Uh-oh. Tsurugi? The bottle bounced off his chest and dropped a slight distance away. Bounced off his chest. At the same time, Enforcer Kunizuka dashed through the entrance. That's right. Fire extinguisher. I immediately followed. I guess it doesn't matter. I yanked out the fire extinguisher from the wall and raced back. When I returned, there was a broken glass and a roaring fire. Had Enforcer Tsurugi gotten burned, his jacket was smoking, and he was grimacing in guys, thanks to you guys telling me to shoot the kid, now the guy's on fire. Close your eyes, Tsurugi. Enforcer Kunizuka and I sprayed our fire extinguishers, putting out the flames until the area filled with a smoky white. But then all the captors started to throw more Molotovs. Oh dear. Another one is coming. Another one is coming. Retreat. I know. Retreat for now. On the double. What have we done? Can't even fucking shoot the kid. God damn it. We retreated to a corner of the schoolyard to regroup. This is your fault, Blas. It hurts. I wonder what would have happened if you went for the fire extinguisher right away, because, I mean, it was further away than just shooting the kid. So I imagine you would have gotten burnt regardless of what you did. Enforcer Tsurugi, who was closest to the flames, was slightly burned. Ouch. Miss Kugatachi, please be gentle. I didn't save. I can't reload. It is natural for it to sting. It will be done soon, so just keep quiet, okay? I used the first aid kit and treated Enforcer Tsurugi's wounds. Ow, are you angry by any chance? No, I'm not angry. What kind of a stupid question was that? I was so surprised how we could make such a rash decision. No, you are. You are definitely angry. I guess him screaming was rushing towards the kid trying to intercept him. I told you already, I'm not. The only thing I am is curious. Why did you do such a thing? Why did you do such a dangerous thing? Seriously, was there no other way? It will be bad if you can't go on. I understand you wanted to protect the inspectors, but still. Well, my body just moved on its own. That's just the way it is. Enforcer Tsurugi looked the other way, sulking. He did not know the danger he placed himself. He did not know the danger he placed himself in. And even more, he was acting like a child. Although it is your responsibility to protect the inspectors, the situation was too dangerous. It was like you purposely risked your life. It makes no sense. Enough. It's only It's only right for a man to protect a woman. Just be quiet and let me protect you. What? I was just worried about his injuries, but instead he spewed out some archaic, chauvinistic nonsense. The way he thinks totally baffles me.
バカじゃないですか。
Are you just dumb? Bag? What did you just say?
二人ともいい加減にしろ。
That's enough, both of you.
私もですか？
Even me?
自覚がないのか君は。どうでもいい問題に時間を費やすな。
Don't you realize time shouldn't be wasted over nothing?
俺ドロイドちゃんの怒ったとこ初めて見たかも。
This is my first time seeing Miss Droid upset.
私もあのクガたちさんを怒らせるなんて剣ってかなり大物かも。
Same here. Tsurugi must have done something really bad to make her angry.
これは見ものだな。クガたちがあんな顔をするとは感情に目覚めた AI を見てる気分だ。
It was worth it though. That face Kukitachi made was just like watching an AI and learning its feelings. The passion of youth.
失礼ですよ、鴻上さん。
That's rude, Mr. Kagami.
貴様らも無駄口を叩くな。作戦を再検討するぞ。
Stop this chatter. We have to plan our next move.
はいはい。
Sure thing.
はいは一度でいい。
Say okay next time. Everyone is on edge. I took a peek at Enforcer Tsurugi. I was mad and I quickly looked away. He acted like such a child.
とにかくあなたは重要な戦力です。自分の価値を理解して行動してください。
Anyway, you were an important asset in combat. Remember your worth and act accordingly.
わかったよ。
I get it. Did you really understand what I was saying? But like Inspector Ginoza said, we had no time to continue such meaningless discussions. Ouch! She's angry. I pressed the last gasp pad on his knee and he leapt to his feet. You sound like a 30-year-old there. After treating the Enforcer's wounds, we discussed our next move.
不可解だ。立てこもり生徒が執行対象になっていないなどとは到底ありえない。
And now you're finally on the other side, huh? I don't understand. The student captors were not targets for enforcement action. It's unbelievable.
彼らは潜在犯とは見なされないってことですよね。その場合、私たちにできることはあるんですか？
In other words, they weren't regarded as latent criminals. But if that's the case, is there anything we can do?
残念ながら何もない。我々公安が取締り対象にできるのはシビラが命じた相手だけだ。
And this is...
執行対象外の存在に手出しすれば我々の方が処罰の対象となるだろう。
And this is why your system sucks. You can't do anything, you can't shoot anyone if it's needed, even though they aren't guilty or something like that. You can't shoot fire extinguishers, you can't really do anything. So in this case, you're just useless with the system. Unfortunately, nothing. We can only enforce targets that the civil system allows. We'll be under investigation if we try to enforce non-targets.
だからってほっとくわけにいかねえだろ。
But we can't just let him slide.
放置しておけるわけがないだろう。だからこうして対策を協議しているんじゃないか。
To get a normal gun and shoot him in the leg. Of course not. That's exactly why we need to come up with a strategy.
一つ疑問に感じる点があります。首謀者の船岡良太郎をはじめ暴動に関わっている立てこもり犯は皆火炎瓶の作成法をどこで学んだんでしょうか？
They googled it. I don't know. You can probably find it on the internet somewhere. There was one point of contention. How did those students and the mastermind Ryotaro Funaoka learn how to make Molotov cocktails?
確かにおかしい。あれは化学反応式だ。薬品の配合知識がないと作成は難しい。
Indeed, it's strange. It would be hard to make one without a substantial knowledge of chemistry. I have seen that, yeah, I have seen that. I'm just today I just completed the current event, so I'm just going to wait it out for the next week. And get ready for the next event, I guess. Isn't the internet controlled though? Fair point, fair point. Or maybe someone read it on paper or something like that, I don't know. Does paper still exist in this world?
その程度の情報なら
昔はネットから入手できたそうだけど、
Alright, there you go.
今の中学生にはハードルが高すぎるでしょうね。
Okay, there you go, Laplace, there you go. In the past, information like that used to be available online, but nowadays that would be too difficult for middle schoolers to know.
これは家庭の話ですが、彼らには指導者がいるとしたら、船岡良太郎とは別の危険な知識を持った誰か、その人物が少年たちを背後から操っているとしたら。
This is just a guess, but what if there was another mastermind, not Ryutaro Funaoka, but someone who has this kind of dangerous knowledge, working behind the scenes? And Mayu can't participate because she isn't up to date with the story. So she would have to do all the story chapters in order to play it, and that's not going to be working in a week, I'm afraid, no matter how much she tries.
そいつが暴動の真の中心人物ってことか。
And that bastard planned out a riot.
その
Bastard,
真の
bad
中
word.
心人物とやらにもドミネーターが効かない可能性はあるだろうが、一丁かけてみるか。
It's possible that person may be immune to the Dominator cymatic scan. I'll be willing to bet on that.
根拠に乏しいが、今の我々にとっては検討に値する意見だ。立てこもり犯の背後にもし潜在犯の影がちらつくのであれば、早急な捜査が必要だ。
Do we like
そい
evidence?
つを抑えるのが先決だな。
God damn it. Do we lack the evidence? This is the only lead we have. We must ask quickly if there is a latent criminal hiding among them. It's our top priority to comprehend it, Burp.
人質はどうすんの？いくら立てこもり犯が潜在犯じゃなくっても火炎瓶投げてくる奴らだぜ。まず先に助け出さなきゃダメじゃね？
You are probably fine until shooting shows up again, Mayu. What about hostages? Even if the captors aren't latent criminals, they're still able to throw Molotovs. So shouldn't we rescue the hostages first?
俺も同意見だ。放置すれば人質の身が危険にさらされる。
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they had a gun or something like that, other than Molotovs alone. It wouldn't be too far-fetched, would it? I agree. If we leave them be, the hostages will be in danger.
人手を割いて救出しろと。ドミネーターの使用できない状況で我々に何ができる？
What if we split up and rescue them? But we cannot use the Dominators. So what are our other options? Throw rocks at them. I don't know.
デカってのは犯人さえ抑えればいいのか。被害者を助けられなくて何がデカだよ。
Do detective only take down the criminals? But what about the victims? Tell me.
糸を追う者は一頭も得ずだ。現状の装備では犯人の確保を最優先とするしかない。状況をわきまえろ。
Chasing after two rabbits begets nothing. You need to prioritize securing the criminals first. Don't you understand the situation?
まあ待て待て。立てこもり犯は確かに潜在犯ではないにしても、彼らの行動は明らかに逸脱であり犯罪行為だ。ってことはだ、奴らは犯人じゃなく被害者なのさ。
Wait a minute. Even if the captors aren't latent criminals, their actions are clearly criminal offenses. So they aren't criminals, but victims.
被害者？立てこもり犯が？
Victims? You think the captors are victims?
そうだ。どこかに隠れた真の中心人物こそが犯人だ。その指示によって操られている気の毒な被害者。そいつが立てこもり犯のガキどもってことだ。
Interesting way to look at it. Yes, however, there is a criminal hiding somewhere. That person is simply ordering these victims to do his bidding by holding the other victims hostage. Might not be wrong, to be honest.
悪党。
That was great, Pops. Your reasoning was badass.
バカ野郎。こういうのは年の子と言うんだ。なあ監視官、相手が被害者なら保護しなきゃな。
Stop, it's only from experience. Hey, inspectors, if they are victims, we need to rescue them too, huh? What the fuck are you planning? Must I grin from cheek to cheek, staring at him. He knows I stayed silent.
だが人質、立てこもり犯ともにかなりの数がいる。こちらの戦力だけでは。
But rescuing both the hostages and the captors is a lot of people. How should we do this?
人質保護班と犯人捜索班の2チームに分け、保護班には 陽動も担当していただきましょう。そうすれば捜索班は速やかに犯人を探し出すことができます。
We were split into a rescue team and a search team. The rescue team has recreated the vision, allowing the search team to find the criminal. Oh, can I choose? Can I choose?
そうですよ。みんなで固まって行動するよりも分散した方がいいと思います。
Yes, instead of moving together, it's better to split into teams.
何より放置すれば人質の色相が悪化し、新たな潜在犯を生み出す可能性があります。ギノザ監視官、ご決断を。
Above all, if you don't help the hostages, their hues will worsen, which will inevitably make more latent criminals. Inspector Ginoza, it's your call.
分かった。いいだろう。人質及び立てこもり生徒の保護にも人手を割く。報告書の体裁を作ろうことを考えると頭痛がするかな。
I agree, we'll split up, and we'll make sure to safely secure the hostages and the captors. I'll have to figure out something when I write a report, but oh well.
そこはなんとかしましょう。
Okay, then let's do
お
this.
手伝いいたしますよ。
I will offer you my help.
よし。では、いい殺傷兵器を準備する。いいか。相手はあくまで被害者だ。
Didn't they have like stunning buttons or anything like that? Alright, let's prepare the non-lethal weapons, okay? Our opponents are victims, so do not use unnecessary force.
了解。
Got it?
ごめんね。探してはみたけど、対人間用のノンリーサル武器はそれだけしかなかったわ。
Sorry, I checked, but these were the only non-lethal weapons to use against humans that I could find.
だからって一人にスタングレネード一発と警棒だけってありえないっしょ。相手火炎瓶とか持ってるんですけど。
Wait, we only have one stun grenade each and a button? How are we going to do anything? These guys have Molotovs.
ない袖は触れない。あるもので工夫しろ。
Steal their Molotovs and just throw them back at them. Problem solved. Don't whine about what we don't have. Just make the best of what we do have.
ま、そもそも集団暴動なんてそうあることじゃない。備えがないのも致し方ないな。
I mean, you don't need weapons. If Kogami flexes, he has enough guns anyway to take them down. Well, they're not a bunch of gangsters anyway. We'll just have to play along.
だからってさ、昔のロープレイよりひどいんですけど、ヒノキの棒だけで戦えるか。せめて盾よこせ。
See, this is worse than medieval roleplay battle. Are we going to start fighting with tree branches? At least give us a shield, man.
あいにく品切れなのよ。
Catch the mid-air of us. Yeah. Unfortunately, we are out of those.
まあまあ、シュー。あとは勇気で補おうぜ。
Just paralyze him to the sight of Kogami's abs. I mean, if there were female perpetrators, then probably that would work. I mean, let's be realistic here. Well, Shu, you just have to use some courage to compensate.
俺たち勇者王かよ。
And do you think we're in the king of braves or what?
いった何すんだよクニッチ。
Ouch! What are you doing, Goonie?
ふざけてないで。
Did you slap him?
説明が始まるわよ。
Stop messing around. We're about to be briefed. It would work on that.
我々は犯人捜査と人質保護の2班に分かれる。前者は俺が指揮し、後者は常森に任せる。便宜的に前者を潜入班、後者を突入班と呼ぶことにする。
We'll split into two teams. I'll lead the search to find the criminal, and Tsunemori will lead the rescue to save the hostages. Team names, infiltrators, and charges.
先ほど侵入を試みた裏口は警戒が強まっているため使えない。考えられる方法は2つ。屋上から潜入するか、正面から突入するかだ。
Security will be tied to the area we tried entering, so we can't use it. There are two other routes. We can either infiltrate from the roof or attack from the front. How the fuck are you going to get on the roof without being noticed? Oh, I see.
俺たち潜入班は東校舎街の非
Thank
常
you,
階段
game.
を
You hurt me.
屋上から校舎内へエントリーする。作戦目的は犯人確保、すなわちこの暴動の真の中心人物を発見し取り押さえることだ。
I'll lead the infiltrators to the emergency stairwell, get on the roof, and then enter the building. Our mission is to capture the criminal who is responsible for all of this.
一方の常森率いる突入班は 西校舎入り口のバリケードを破壊し、そこから突入する。作戦目的は陽動及び人質救出だ。
Meanwhile, the Chargers led by Tsunemori will destroy the barricade at the West Campus and storm the entrance. Her team will act as a decoy and rescue the hostages and victims.
今更だけどさ、そんなに派手にやっちゃっていいの？人質を盾に取られたらどうすんの？
It seems a bit late to say this, but is it okay to use such blatant tactics? What if they use the hostages as human shields?
その場合は臨機応変に対処するしかない。ただ、立てこもり班側からの意思表示が何もない現状を考えると、むしろ相手の反応を引き出したい。
We'll cross that bridge when the time comes, but since the capitals will not negotiate, we'll have to draw a response out of them.
つっついて出方を見るってわけか。乱暴な話だが、やるしかないわな。
So we're trying to flush them out, huh? That's a heavy-handed task, but I guess there is no other choice.
大前提として、立てこもり班も全員被害者であり、保護の対象となる。このことは肝に銘じて行動しろ。
Last but not least, we have to assume all the captains are victims that must be rescued. Keep that in mind. Let's go. Do I get to choose, or...?
了解。
Alright.
久我たち、
Yep, I get to
君
choose.
はどちらの班に加わるつもりだ？
Kukitachi, which team do you wish to join? After thinking, I decided to... Alright, chat, what are we going to do? Are we going to storm the place, or are we going to find the mastermind? What would be more interesting? Who did we go with last time? Second option. I mean, the last time we went in first, didn't we? You mean Akane? Well, there's no guarantee that that Kogami is with Akane now, is it? So far, it's 1 for 1. Oh no, wait, it's not 1 for 1. Second option is Akane's rescue team. I guess we'll go with the rescue team then.
では突入班への配属を希望します。
I would like to join the
意
charges.
外だな。荒事は得意ではなさそうだな。
Just a surprise. Fighting does not seem to be a strong suit, right?
やりようはあります。それに真の首謀者には護衛の生徒がついている可能性が高い。戦闘力
And Joe,
を
we
均
get
等
to
に
see the
分散した方
criminal
が良い
though.
かと考えます。
I have my ways. Besides, there is a high chance that the criminal might be hiding among the students, so fortifying a firepower would be wise.
そういうことなら俺は潜入班に行くぜ。忍者修行の成果を見せてやるよ。
If that's the case, I'll join the infiltrators. I'll show you the results of all my ninja training. Ninja training. Right.
やっぱり一度はやるよな、忍者修行。
As expected. Of course you try to be a ninja.
突入班にはとっつぁんに行ってもらう方がありがたいし、ギノ、俺は犯人を追う方が性に合ってる。潜入班に入れてもらうぜ。
Laplace, you chose wrongly. The charges will benefit from Pops being with them. You know, I'm natural to hunt down the criminal. Allow me to join the infiltrators.
元よりそのつもりだ。お前の牙を犯人の喉笛に突き立ててやれ。
I was thinking the same thing. Your fangs will sink into the criminal's throats. Figuratively speaking, that is.
了解。
Roger.
ま、かわいそうな被害者のことは任せておけ。悪いようにはせんさ。
Well, I'll just leave the poor captors to me. I'll do them no harm. Sure we won't.
やりすぎないでくださいね。
She's onto him. Just please don't overdo it, okay?
クニッチはどうすんの？
Kuni, what will you do?
潜入班にするわ。戦力を均等に分散するつもりなら、私よりかがりが突入班に入るべきでしょう。
I will join the infiltrators. If we want to spread out our firepower, then Kakari should join the charges instead of me.
じゃあ一丁ヒーローになりますか。
Okay, I'll play hero for today. And we headed for the barricade at the entrance of the West Campus. There were many captives behind the makeshift wall, as well as hostages. The captors sounded angry. It was quite a tense situation.
Welcome to crazy time. イカれた時代へようこそってか?
Hey, that is not what he said. That is not what he said. You heard that, right?
かがりくん、ふざけてる場合じゃないでしょ。あれ、ちょっとまずいんじゃない?
Don't I have a log or something like that? Hold on.
火炎瓶か。
God damn it, no, I want a log.
Welcome to crazy time. イカれた時代へようこそってか?
That is not the same as saying, oh boy. Oh boy, well, they sure are rolling out the carpet for us. Kagari, now is not the time for jokes. Oh look, that seems really dangerous. No. Mistranslated English. Yeah, a Molotov. It looked like a regular bottle. Well, one of the... No, here we go again. One of the captors threw it and it collided with the barricade, smashing it into pieces. Oh, that barricade is on fire now. It burst into flames, lighting a part of the barricade on fire. Campfire, shouted a voice from within. It sounded like they were enjoying all the havoc. This is just like the one at the main entrance. It works via chemical reaction.
ガキのおもちゃとしちゃ物騒に過ぎるな。
We can hear the background music now, alright. Man, these kids are going overboard with their toys. Pops, I picked up some nice toys too. As if from out of nowhere, Enforcer Kagari brought over 2 large metal plates. Oh, he has some shields. Good. Nice work, Kagari. We can use these as shields. Enforcer Masoka grabbed a plate, carrying it as a shield. Its heft and thickness seemed it would bring much protection. Oh boy. This is a chance to experience a history lesson. A long time ago, even in this country, apparently students used to fight each other. I wish I lived during that time. Do you want to be enforced? Hey, I was just saying. Guys, they're coming at us. The shields that Enforcer Kagari found will come in handy once they confront us. Really? Yay, good job me. Like moths attracted to the light, the students close in, dragging their steel bats on the ground. Soon he would be within range of their Molotovs. Oh, it's simple, knock out a kid and just steal a bat. Problem solved. And good thing we have shields, but how are we going to break through? We can't start questioning them until we break in. That certainly is a problem. Oh. Wait for the Molotov cocktails to deplete, suppress with a stun grenade, blitz attack and call for surrender or a frontal assault. Just throw in the bloody grenades. Just cheat grenades at them. Our objectives are to create a diversion for the other team and to rescue the hostages. For complete safety and efficiency, we should use a stun grenade. Heat grenades, smug. That does seem like the quickest way. Okay, I'll provide support. Give it your best stroke, Kagari. I fucking knew he was going to mention a baseball trick. Because of fucking course. Just leave it to me, I'll show you all my disappearing magic baseball trick. We don't want it to disappear. Disappear? Well, based on the law of physics, if it were to be thrown hard enough, there is a possibility that the stun grenade would break apart, essentially disappearing. Miss Kuritachi, now is not the time to be enabling Kagari's jokes. Kagari, what do you expect? Yeah, exactly.
トリオみたいだな。いいから耳栓とアイマスクはしっかりしとけ。こっちがやられちゃ話にならんからな。
A comic trio. Huh. Everyone, put on your mask and earplugs. This weapon is no toy. As stones and molotovs pelted down on us, we all crouched behind the metal plate and donned our gear. It must be a big fucking plate, isn't it? With his shield in hand, Enforcer Masaoka stood up and Enforcer Kagari hurled the stone grenade.
じゃあかなり
Fucking knew
投
it.
げました。
Pitcher Kagari, here, strike. I knew he would do that. The grenade exploded in a flash, a bang. Once the smoke cleared, everyone was dead silent on the other side of the barricade. All the students, captives and hostages lied on the ground unconscious. Oh, that's not going to be good. All there was left to do was to clear the barricade, secure the captives and release hostages.
早く消火しなきゃ。
What the fuck is the music? I need to look up this OST because I don't remember it. We have to put out the fire at once. Inspector Tsunemori ran off. Moments later, she returned with a fire extinguisher and quickly put out the flames. The barricades simmered down to a sizzle and then went silent.
おや、一人足りませんね。
There was one left. Quick, shoot though! At least no red mist. One of the captives was running away, his face pale.
やすかよ。ライダーキック。
Hold on. Did he say rider kick? Enforcer Kagari chased up to I forgot what the keybind was. No 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 auto no auto. God damn it. One is not. No wait. Backlog F2. Keep messing this up tonight. You are not going anywhere.
やすかよ。ライダーキック。
Well, he basically says you're not going anywhere, and then he says lightning kick or rider kick.
やすかよ。ライダーキック。
I think it is rider that he says. Not sure. I mean, it might be Kamen Rider reference for all I know. Kagari's subs are broken. Yeah. They seem to be leaving out a lot of flare thingies that he says. Suppression complete.
だから保護だってば。
Like I said, we're protecting them. The rider kick could also be it. I
彼
don't
ら
know.
にいくつか質問したいことがありますが。
Next, I would like to begin questioning.
人質の子たちですよね。一応唐野森さんに頼んでドローンが迎えに来てくれるようにはなってますけど。
The hostages, but I already asked Karen and Mori to send drones our way to take the hostages to safety.
合流場所までは人間が一緒にいた方が良いでしょう。常森監視官、お願いできますか。
It would be better for them to have human contact until they reach recruit point, right? Inspector Tsunemori, do you mind?
構いませんけど。桑田さん。
That's a Kamen Rider comment. Yeah, I kind of figured. Of course not, but Miss Kukitachi, are you okay leading the
大
interrogation?
丈夫とは。
And what do you mean by okay?
あかねちゃん、ドロイドちゃんが送っていくより、あかねちゃんが一緒の方がみんな落ち着くと思うよ。
Rather than Miss Right, I think Akane will do a better job of making the hostages feel at ease.
まあ尋問なら任せておけ。こう見えても昔は落としのマサと呼ばれたこともある。
Mandalorian season 1 recap, Rider Cake is synergy friend. Yeah, I kind of finished that, yeah. Kind of figured that, yeah. I mean, wouldn't be Kamen Rider beat 100 years old at this point. I mean, there already have been so much Kamen Rider series. I mean, it wouldn't be weird that it would be famous in some way or another in the future. And it is quite popular in Japan itself, so I mean, I kind of figured it would be some sort of reference like that. I've never seen it, but it gets referenced a lot at least. Not really my kind of thing. Well, Well, you can just leave the questioning to me then. Back in the day, they used to call me Call Master Masa.
あ、
Alright.
じゃあ俺カツ丼作る。
Ooh, I better go make some popcorn then. Kagari's great.
それは何か違うんじゃないかな、かがりくん。わかりました。じゃあお願いします。人質になっていた子たちの誘導が終了したら戻ってきますから。
Kagari, I think you must have misunderstood something. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it to you guys. Let me return after bringing the hostages to the regroup point. Although I did not fully understand their actions, Inspector Tsunemori had made a better judgment on the situation to mitigate any further effects on the hostages' use. Like juice access? I don't know. I don't know. As she escorted the hostages, we started interrogating the captives. There was one enemy in the current Fate event called Carmen Rider. Yeah, that was probably also a reference to it. Yeah, I know. That was God, what is his name again? I forgot his name. Oh well. However, it took longer than expected. They were not able to form any intelligible sentences, only slurred rants or heavy sobs.
薬物の使用が疑われます。かがり執行官、彼らの身体検査を行ってください。
I suspect they might be under influence. And for Sakagari, please put them down for any paraphernalia.
おい
I
来
don't
た。
know. What?
おらおら、隠し事するとためにならねえぞ。
Okay, let's see what they got. No, don't be hiding anything from us. Got it?
あまり手荒にしてやるなよ。
Please put them down. God. Don't be violent. We only found over-the-counter mental supplements on them.
これだけですか？他に何か隠していることは？黙秘、虚偽申告は我々への任務妨害とみなし、あなた方の将来に悪い影響を及ぼしますよ。
Is that all? Are you hiding anything else? Remaining silent or making false claims is an obstruction of justice and will only make your future very
お
unpleasant.
姫さん、何もそう脅すことはないだろう。な、悪いようにはせんから、知ってることを素直に話してくれんか。
Hey doll, don't threaten him like that. Come on, just tell us what you know. Deal? The good cop, bad cop routine. A common interrogation tactic used to massage the target into divulging what they know. Inspectors should have a calming effect, but they were so scared by what I said that Enforcer Masaoka had to play the good cop. Why were they so difficult?
こっちのお姉さんはな、怒らすとマジで怖いんだぞ。地獄の蓋を開ける前に喋った方がいいぜ。今ならカツ丼もつけるし。
See, my friend here is really scary when she's angry, huh? Before the gates of hell open up, you better be wise to tell her everything. Either way, I'm still going to enjoy watching. Enforcer Kagari always had to add his 2 cents. Kagari's great. It was long and grueling, but we managed to extract some useful information out of them. We learned the total numbers of hostages that remained, as well as the locations. Alright. Oh, that must be a big audiovisual room, isn't it? 40 in the AV room on the 3rd floor of Central Campus, 5 at the entrance of the East Campus near the barricade, 15 in the classroom on the 2nd floor of the Central Campus. 10 in the classroom on the 1st floor of Central Campus, the last 5 are at the entrance of the Central Campus near the barricade. There's a lot of people in that audiovisual room. What the fuck are they doing?
ただいま戻りました。何かわかりましたか？
I'm back. Any updates?
人質の居場所と人数はな、可能なら黒幕の居場所や武装についても聞いておきたいところではあるが。
We know how many hostages there are and their locations. We wanted to know where the mastermind was and the rest of their arsenal, but
人質にされてた子、かなり衰弱していました。あまりここで
Dehydrated.
時間をかけずに、早く救出に行った方がいいかもしれません。
that's a good moment to drink something then. The hostages were dehydrated and exhausted. We should spend less time here and quickly rescue the rest of them.
どうするよ、ドロイドちゃん。
What should we do, Miss Wright? Oh. Just proceed, I guess.
先へ進みましょう。 常森監視官の言う通り、人質にされている生徒たちの色相が心配です。
Let's proceed as Inspector Tsunemori advised. The hostages' views are at risk of becoming clouded.
分かった。ならこいつはロッカーにでも閉じ込めておくか。後でドローンが迎えに来てくれるさ。
Understood. We can place these captives in that locker room and let the drones pick them up.
カツ丼作りたかったな。
He says katsudon. Katsudon is not the same as popcorn, is it? Man, I really wanted to make popcorn.
帰ってから作ればいいでしょ。ほら、次行くわよ。
You can do that when you get back to HQ. Now then, let's go. We moved up the stairs to the second floor of the West Campus. Empty, no one was present. And not too far away light a connecting corridor. But since the corridor was quite narrow, Enforcer Masoka and Enforcer Kagari could barely fit in with their metal plates. We approached with caution, trying to keep ourselves and the plates hidden from view. If they're so big, how can you keep them hidden? Oh. Hello there. I pressed my ear against the corridor's closed door. Silence, so we opened it. But to our surprise, there was another group of captors. 6 of them, holding steel bats. Oh, those look more like wooden though from here. In such a tight space, the steel bats would cause more danger to themselves than us, but it would be difficult for us to maneuver too. Then further ahead, my eyes spotted...
やっべえよあいつら。火炎瓶持ってる。
I mean, more Molotovs. Watch out, that's a Molotov.
着火式か。火をつけられたら面倒だぞ。
It's the light-up type. If ignited, it could be disastrous. Unlike a chemical type, this one contained gasoline and needed to be set on fire to work. Among the 4 captors who held the bottle, there was one trying to light a Molotov. He fidgeted with the match, hands shaking, trying to strike it, and panicked more each time he could not get it to light. Matches are the worst. What should I do? Oh. Fire extinguisher might take too long, and I don't see one in the hallway here for what. Oh, isn't that red thing here one? Aim Dominator to call to surrender. Chat, what do you guys say? What do you think? What would be the best idea here? Time for the gun. God damn it, Mayui, why are you so violent? Gun? You guys are horrible, you know that? I pointed the Dominator at him. It's not even remotely aiming at him. Criminal coefficient is under 20, not a target for for... Hold on. Move cursor. Well, it's not moving. No, it's not moving. Another target for enforcement action. The Dominator's voice could only be heard by me, which meant none of them could know that it would not be enforced.
あなたたちの行っていることは反社会的行動であり、サイコパスに重大な影響を与えます。
Oh, you're lying now.
直ちに抵抗をやめ、投降なさい。
The actions you have taken against society have taken a toll on your psychopath levels. Stop resisting and surrender at once. Compared to the ones on the first floor, these captors seem like they had more common sense. Hopefully I could capitalize on that. Well? What? Oh shit, we should surrender. One after another, they started to panic. Until the Illnet match dropped on the floor.
抵抗しなければ撃たないわ。一時的に拘束はさせてもらうけど。
Well, I guess this time it works out. If you don't resist, we will not shoot, and we will take you into custody without any harm. Inspector Tsunemori raised the Dominator too now, asking them to surrender. I knew hers did not work either, but she played along well. Facing our intimidating dominators, the captors lost their will to fight. They all dropped their steel bats and raised their hands in the air. Alright, it worked. Okay, chat, this time you won. This time you won. Enforcers, taking them into custody.
俺たちの出番これだけ
Oh man, that's all I gotta do.
ぼやくな。穏便に済むならその方がいいさ。
Don't whine, solving this amicably is a far better resolution. They all cooperated as the enforcers handcuffed them one after another. Indeed, they were much more rational than the ones on the first floor. Well, that's good.
おとなしくしてくれてよかったですよ。下手に抵抗されたら、
Never underestimate the power of gun. I guess. It's good you have all surrendered peacefully. It's good you've all surrendered peacefully. If you had resisted, you would... with a worried look on her face, Inspector Tsunemori glanced at Enforcer Kagari.
抵抗を抑えるための多少の暴力は容認されていると思いますが
We are just advised to use any violence against any resistive
多
actions.
少で済むならいいけど、係君たちやりすぎちゃうから。久我たちさんが呼びかけしてくれて助かりました。
A little is fine, but the Kagari often goes overboard. Miss Kukitachi, thank you for calling for the surrender.
いえ公安としてのセオリーを
Oh,
踏んだ
that's a
ま
lie.
でそれに成功率が高いと判断してのことですから
It was nothing. I only went by the book. Also, I thought they might listen to reason, so it was worth the shot.
先輩としてはちょっと情けないですけど、久我たちさんのそういうところ頼りにしてます。
As your senior, I feel a little ashamed, but Miss Kukitachi, I admire you for doing things like this. Faced with that carefree smile of hers, I felt a warmth in my chest. I was proud to be recognized by such a person. Inspector Tsunemori always had a beautiful you. After the case, I had hoped that I could spend time talking to her. Oh, have we unlocked the Arcana route? Oh dear.
敵さんの姿はなし。先に進んでも良さそうだ。
No sign of any enemies. All clear to proceed.
もうちょっと俺暴れたいんだけど
Don't get going.
やんちゃ坊主たちを締めるチャンスじゃん
Oh man, but I want to fight more. Those punks deserve a good beating.
だから敵じゃなく生徒。この子たちも保護の対象ですからね。
Like I said before, the students, not enemies. You're supposed to protect them from harming themselves.
真面目だな、お嬢ちゃん。建前がナチュラルに言えるなら大したもんだ。あんた出世するぜ。
As always, straight as an arrow, Missy. You always go by the book, no matter what.
建前ではなく事実でしょう今のところ保護に必要な手順しか踏んでいません
I would have just shot off their kneecaps, really. It's not only going by the book, but by doing what is logical. We must follow the protection protocol to safely secure them.
それマジで言ってる
Are you being serious?
執行官による暴力行為を問題としているのでしょうか相手が抵抗し公務執行妨害を行っている以上
I'm a fist at the teacher.
問題はないのでは
It is a problem if enforcers use excessive force, so as long people are resist arrest, we must utilize the appropriate procedures to prevent this problem. Always go for the
でも
kneecaps.
久我たちさん、
Or the feet.
物
The
事
feet
に
also
は
work.
限度が。
But, Miss Kukitachi, let's just give it a rest for now.
お嬢ちゃん、言っても無駄だ。この姫さんは本気のようだぞ。
Nothing you say will change her mind, Missy. She's very serious about this.
私、実は久我たちさんが一番怖いんじゃないかって気がしてきました。
Well, I actually think that Miss Kukitachi is probably the most intimidating among us.
おっしゃる意味がわかりません
Feet. What do you mean by that?
ま、気にしなくていいんじゃないとりあえず、とっとと本校舎の連中も締めちゃおうぜ。
Okay, let's just drop it, yeah. I went ahead to the central campus and shut the rest of them down.
もう係君、一人で先行かないの。
No, Kagari, you might not go on your own. May not might. Alright. As soon as we entered the central campus, Inspector Tsunemori stopped in the tracks.
どうされました
Oh, what happened?
唐野森さんから連絡です。
Miss Karanomori is calling. He turned on the tablet on our Wiscoms.
立てこもり犯から押収した薬の分析結果が出たわ。
Here is the data from my analysis of the confiscated drugs. The 4 types of drugs were found on the students. All of them are readily available at mental supplements on the market. They improve you and weren't harmful in any way.
でもね、彼らが飲んでたのは薬のカクテル。4種類をそれぞれ決まった割合で組み合わせたものよ。そうするとすごいの。
However, the cocktail was different. If combined at the right amount, all 4 of those drugs created a staggering effect. It dramatically improved you, bringing a clear color to even latent criminals.
それは
And why is not everyone using this
脳の神経に悪
combination?
影響が出るのでは
Are there any effects on the brain?
当然、やばすぎよこれ。
Oh, okay, I guess that's why. Of course, this thing is bad news. The cocktail affected the prefrontal cortex and inhibited the ability to detect stress. The effects spread across all areas, decreasing brain activity. When all functions progressively degenerates, perhaps stress would not be the only thing that users would lose. As if she was reading my mind, Analyst Karen Amori said,
感じなくなるのはストレスだけじゃないわ。痛み、恐怖、怪我や病気への警戒心。自己保存のために備わっているそうした機能が次々と死に絶えていく。もちろん思考能力もね。
it wasn't only their response to stress that was affected. Users were less inclined to feel pain, fear, injury, and ultimately lost their primal need for self-preservation. Why am I afraid there is some fucked up shit going on in that AV room where there was 40 people stuck together all high on this stuff? It's not going to end well, is it? The decline of stress tolerance and other cognitive abilities led to a lack of self-control. Yep. If they felt any stress, they'd snap and go berserk.
彼らが薬物を使用したような状態に陥っていたのはそういうことだったのですね。
That explains their behavior after consuming those drugs.
それと、これはギノザ君のチームが調べたことなんだけどね。立てこもり犯にサプリのカクテルを教えたの、女らしいわ。
By the way, Ginoza's team found this. The person who taught the captors the cocktail recipe is allegedly a girl. Oh no, it's going to be that girl from the first case, isn't it?
女性ですか？
A girl? This girl had somehow figured out how to evade the law by combining supplements. She was at the nurse's office, first floor of the central campus, with someone else.
2人？1人じゃないのか？
2 of them, so she's not alone.
ギノザ君やドロイドちゃんたちが探してる真の中心人物。犯人かもしれないわ。
It is possible this may be the person of interest that you guys have been searching for, the criminal mastermind. From it, analyst Karen Amori said it appeared that this other person was also the one who planned out the riot with Ryotaro Funaoka. This person had taught the captors how to make Molotovs and pipe bombs. Pipe bombs even, jeez. And now we discovered he was not with Funaoka, but with his girl instead.
なかなかそそるシチュエーションだと思わない？
Sounds like a very juicy situation, don't you think? Hmm.
エロい。
God damn it. Why do you have to point it out? What? You mean like erotica?
かがりくんもカルノモリさんもふざけてないで。とにかく船岡や生徒たちに知識を伝えた相手が保健室にいるんですね。
Kakari, Karen Amori, both of you stop fooling around. Anyway, the ones responsible for this riot are in the nurse's office, right? I mean, Karen Amori is never going to stop fooling around. Come on. I mean, you know her. She's the Ara lady. She would Ara everything she can.
ここは首謀者の船岡良太郎よりもこの暴動のブレインとみられる2人を抑えるべきでは。
Rather than Funaoka, we should pursue the real perpetrators behind this whole incident.
賛成だ。だがジョーちゃんたち、シュビラの目を欺くほどの脱法サプリのレシピとはちょいと俺たちの手に余る事態だと思わんか？
I agree, but we're talking about a cocktail that allows you to evade the eyes of Sybil. Could this be more than even we can handle?
私もそう思います。ここは我々だけで判断せず、ギノザ監視官に報告し、相談すべきかと。
Has been to a little Ara in this stream. Hada. I have the same concern. We should not act just yet. Let's report to Inspector Ginoza and discuss this first.
ギノさんうるさそうだな。俺たちだけで保健室へ突っ込まね。
Oh man, but Gino is such a party pooper. Why don't we just go there
ダ
ourselves?
メ。これは捜査なんだからね。私たちだけで勝手な行動するわけにはいかないの。
And Vela's Kogami abs. That is your fault, Laplace. You wanted to go with Tsunemori. So this is directly your fault for not seeing enough Kogami here. No, this is an investigation. We can just do as we please. Like a god, I saw everything. The rage and sorrow and violence. All of it consumed the school. All the school's cameras were my eyes. Nothing slipped past my side. So you also saw the intruders.
すごいな。人間って不快なことを排除するためなら本当に何でもするね。
Well, humans will really do anything to destroy whatever is blocking their path. One monitor showed a student beating another. There was also a girl stomping on another student's heads, then making him lick her shoes. All of them are having so much fun. Excuse me.
でもダメだな。自分が幸せになるために他人を不幸にしちゃうなんて。やっぱり一気に幸せにしてあげなきゃダメだよね。
But this one too. Making someone else unhappy to make yourself happy. Then there is no other choice but to make everyone happy at the same time, huh? With a single blink I changed the real-time footage that I was watching. Humanity will have to drink their medicine to obtain happiness. That I was sure of. Out of all the exciting scenes being recorded, something caught my eye. Tsurugi and Kukitachi, those damn cops.
また邪魔しに来たの？でも今回は無理じゃないかな。
Are you here to bother me again? Well, this time, my plan will succeed.
だってみんなとっても色相が綺麗で幸せだもんね。
After all, everyone has a clear you and is happy, right? And don't you think so too? There was no response from the one he called out to. Yep, it her. Shut up.
あ、ごめんね。眠ってた？起こしちゃったかな。
Figured it was her. Oh, sorry. Were you sleeping? Did I wake you?
寝てないよ。でも寝てるみたい。ふわふわする。
No, I wasn't. But it feels like I am. Just lying around here like this. Shiori eyes were half open. Her glare was very clear, like a translucent gem as blue as the skies. Under those drowsy eyelids, it was sure her eyes sparkled.
いいんだよ。それで。
She's fucking drugged, alright.
君はゆっくりお休み。
That's okay. Rest well.
うん。でもみんな喧嘩してるの？さっきからずっとうるさいよ。みんな仲良くすればいいのに。
But is everyone fighting or something? It's been so noisy lately, and if they made up, that would be really nice. Shiori complained and seemed bothered. Of course we could hear all the commotion from here. That must have been what made her feel uneasy. Those sounds, that's the problem. I must do something for her. That's not going to end well, is it?
大丈夫だよ。ごめんね。うるさくて。でももうすぐ彼らも君と同じように幸せになるから。すぐ静かになるよ。
Sorry, it's been so noisy, but soon they'll all be happy just like you. It will be quiet in no time.
うん。そうだね。みんな幸せ。
She's totally out of it. Yeah, okay. Happiness for everyone. And me too. I wiped the drool from the corner of her lips and slipped a few supplements in her mouth. Jesus Christ. I will show her and the rest of humanity the path to
この
happiness.
ヘブンズドアーさえあれば、君の色相はずっとクリアなままだ。永遠に。
Heaven's a door! More bloody JoJo references? God damn it. With this heaven's gate, you will always be clear, forever, even after happily ever after. Heaven's door, constando da. After swallowing the medicine, a smile returned. A most dazzling one, made only by those who escape the torture of pain. I wanted to see more of that perfect smile. I wanted her to show me her heart's true color, her smile. I wanted Shiori and all of them to show me. To show just how much happiness they could truly be attained. We need to stop this guy. He's fucking up so much. Tsunemori here, my team has arrived. Oh, there he is.
これより潜入班、突入班は合流し、共通目的のため行動する。情報共有は問題なかろうが、念のため確認する。我々の第一目標は、この暴動の真の中心人物を発見することだ。
Sorry for the wait. From now on, we'll pursue our common target together. Our first goal is to find the person who was behind the riot.
こんな騒ぎを起こしたんだから、捕まえてとっちめないとな。
Why are you so violent? Once we find him, I need to give him what he deserves for causing all of this chaos.
下がり、早まるな。処遇はドミネーターを向け、犯罪係数を確認してからでないと。
And I can already tell you that thing is not gonna work. Kagari, don't be rash. We will use the Dominator first and foremost. Then act accordingly based on his crime coefficient.
とはいえ重要参考人であることに間違いない。最低でも保護は必要だろう。監視官。
He's an important suspect in multiple cases. At the least, we should prioritize safely securing him, Inspector.
だな。たとえ犯罪係数が正常でも、奴らのやらかしたことを考えれば野放しにはできない。
It doesn't make that what you're doing illegal, though. Yeah, even if his crime coefficient is fine, we can't just let him go after all the trouble he has caused.
人質の救出は主犯の確保、あるいは保護の後という認識でよろしいでしょうか。
So we all agree that we will bring the criminal into custody before we rescue all the hostages, correct?
そうなるな。
Seems that way.
じゃあ、さっさとそいつら捕まえて、人質になってる奴らを助けてやらねえとな。
Okay, let's capture this punk already, so we can save the rest of the hostages.
ウィウィ、ミッションスタートってね。
What the fuck did he say? Wee wee? Right on, let's start the mission.
もうすぐ保健室ですね。主犯の少年は一体どのような人物なのでしょう。
We are very close to the nurse's office. I wonder what kind of person the criminal is.
さあな。だが、頭の回る悪ガキってのは厄介だ。
I wonder too, if he's cunning, we might be at a disadvantage. Oh right, of course, didn't think of that. The nurse's office was located in the middle of the first floor in the central campus. Since our regroup point was close by, we could reach it in no time. However... Nope, yep.
やっべ、敵来た敵。
Enemies, look, they're here.
だから敵じゃなくて生徒だってば。
Like I said, they're students, not enemies. 8 captors came into view, swinging... Wait. What the fuck's the 2x4? Swinging 2 X4s and steel bats, there were 5 hostages total, 4 on the floor, and one of them was lifted up by the neck, forcing to stand. Yeah, I didn't really going to give a fuck about that.
あなた方が行っていることは重大な反社会的行動です。武器を捨て、おとなしく投降なさい。
This is the MWPSB. You are all committing a crime against society. Drop your weapons and surrender at once. After reading their rights, I raised my Dominator, but they just sneered. You think that's gonna work? Our views are clear. Civil has nothing on us. We continued trying to defuse the situation, shouting, drop your weapons and don't resist. In return, they tried to convince us they were innocent.
彼らの主張通り、色相はクリアから犯罪係数は規定値以下ですが、いかがいたしますか、ギノザ監視官。
As they already claimed, they have clear use and low crime coefficients, Inspector Ginoza. Just heat a fucking stun grenade in there.
監視官のギノザだ。話を聞きたい。君たちが服用しているメンタルサプリのカクテルのことだ。
I'm Inspector Ginoza of the Public Safety Bureau's CID Division 1. There is something you all need to know about the mental supplement you are taking. The captors fell silent, looking at one another. They started whispering, but then it got louder. Oh, you mean Heaven's Gate? Is it dangerous?
ヘブンズドアそれがカクテルの名前なんだな
Heaven's Gate? I see, so that's the name of the cocktail. They grew louder, shouting over each other. I didn't say shit. It's just a supplement. Yeah, it's legal. I don't know, is it legal? I thought he said it was illegal. It seemed they weren't the only ones who were trying to convince. They had to have known what they took was no officially approved drug. Compared to the other captors, they seem to be more intelligent, Exhibit A, the way they use the hostages. But it seems like they might be open to negotiations. Do you think so? They all pointed at me and kept shouting, "Put down your weapons." What should I do? Oh. Yes? Do we do it? Do we do it? Chat, what do you say? The first thing I see when I look back at chat is yeet. Yeah, I think yeet is a good idea. And negotiating is probably not going to work. Just fucking eat him. Yeah, grenade. We did not have time to waste there. Although the hostages may suffer minor collateral damage, a stun grenade was the most efficient method given the situation. Thanks to Enforcer Tsurugi's and Masoka's metal plates, we were able to take cover as we prepared. I signaled the rest of the team to put on their gear. Everyone promptly put on masks and earplugs. Being at the front, Enforcer Tsurugi would be tasked with throwing the grenade. The captors were throwing a tantrum like spoiled brats, shouting, "What are you doing back there? Drop your weapons." I stuffed my earplugs in, drowning out all the noise. Through the gap between the metal plates and forced Tsurugi through the grenade. With a flash and then a bang, all the captors dropped to the floor. The hostages were unconscious as well, but were otherwise fine. Their use could be treated later. Yeah, just fuck it, it can be helped later. All students safely secured. Yeah. I wonder if we could have spared the hostages though. God damn it, Mayu. This is on you. This is on you. The goal was efficiency. Thanks to Kukataki's ruthlessness, we diffused the situation very quickly. And by the way, we can just leave them here like this. You will take it. Alright. Let the drones handle this. Capturing the true criminal is a high priority now. The safety was on all our minds, but as Inspector Guinness had said, there was no time. We untied the hostages and handcuffed the captors and left. We needed to hurry. The stun grenade could have very well alerted the main perpetrator. We needed to get to his location. Well, I mean, he can see the camera, so he's already onto you anyway. How about those 40 people that were stuck in the AV room, though? We're just going to ignore that? At the nurse's office. Although the door was sealed shut, we could hear a loud argument going on inside. It sounded like it was between a boy and a girl. I could not make out what they were saying. However, the situation seemed very tense. The girl sounded hysterical. Time is of the essence. I looked at Inspector Ginoza. He nodded and then used the master key to unlock the door. And the enforcers all rushed in. And so straight to it. Alright. Ooh, kawaii. I'm scared. So scared. Sure, I dozed off, but out of nowhere she awakened, startled, and grabbed me. Her fingers dug me into me until her tips were red. What was making her so scared? Oh, what is wrong? Is something scaring you? Sheep, what are you doing? Everything. Why? Why is it all like that? The riot is bad, but everything is over now. It's all over for me.
君の色
It's
相は
not going to
こん
end
な
up
にクリ
very
ア
well
に
for her, is it?
何も恐れることなんてないんだ。
What's wrong? You is clear. There's nothing you should be scared of.
色相が綺麗ならなんでこんなに怖いの？なんでみんな暴れて公安が来てるの？おかしいよ、間違ってるよ。
It's a lie. If my view is clear, then why am I so scared? Why is everyone rioting? Why is the police here? It doesn't make any sense. Something is wrong.
君は僕が間違ってるっていうの？
So, you think I've made a mistake? She thought I made a mistake. That ungrateful. I was enraged. I wasn't overheating, but I felt a burning surge deep within me. My body started shaking uncontrollably. Uh-oh.
君は幸せ
Is
だ
he
よ
going to punch her?
僕が幸せにしてあげたんだもの。幸せじゃないなんて言うわけないよね。
Hey, you're happy, right? You've been granted your very own happiness by me. There is no reason for you to be unhappy.
いや、だって怖いの。こんなに怖いの幸せじゃない。どうして私はただ色相をきれいにして幸せになりたかっただけなのに。
No, it's just that. It's scary. So scary. This isn't happiness. Why? What is going on? I only wanted my you to be pretty and be happy, that's all. Seeing Shiori tremble and so fragile, I started to cool off. A human brain is really inconvenient. So as long as its sensory functionality worked, I would find it any negative to cling on to. But a complete and pitiful existence, well, isn't that relatable?
怖いよ怖いよ怖いよ怖いよ。
Ooh, kawaii.
落ち着いて、僕がいるじゃないか。
Calm down, I'm here.
あなたじゃダメ。お薬よ。あれがなきゃダメ。
No, not you, the medicine. I need the medicine.
僕じゃダメなの？
Not me? No, now he's getting mad, isn't he? That was the last straw. I felt a burning rage within my chest, and I could hear my thumping pulse. My teeth started grinding on their own. All I was doing was trying to make this girl happy, so why did he say I wasn't needed? He's going to fucking murder her.
でもヘブンズドアーの処方は僕が作ったんだよ。僕がいなければ君たちは幸せになれなかった。そうだろ？
But without me, you would have never had Heaven's Gate. You would need me to attain happiness, isn't it right?
そうよそうよ。ね、お薬ちょうだい。
You're just fucking addicted. Good job. Sure, why not? So can you give me the drug? If not, I'll pay.
買ってくる。
Pay? Pay? You want to buy it?
あんなのどこでも買える薬だもの。
It can all be bought from anywhere.
君は僕がいなくてもいいっていうの？
You are saying I'm not needed. The problem with humans was that they were all stupid. They believed they could make themselves happy, and yet always failed. Without me, they'd always be a lot of unhappy fools.
買えるもんか。あれだけの薬を、あれだけの量。用意したのは僕だ。配ったのも僕だ。ねえ君、僕がいるから君は幸せになれたんだよ。
You think you can buy it? That those supplements at the right doses can just be bought? I came up with the recipe. I made it. I passed it around. You're happy because of me.
怒ったの？
Are you angry? Shiori stared at me wide-eyed, trembling. The pulse in my chest subsided. I couldn't let myself be manipulated to be angry. If Mother saw this, she would definitely scold me. That would be terrible. Then I'd never be praised. I had to work harder, so she would notice my existence.
今の人間なら怒りって表現するのかな。でも大丈夫。もう収まったよ。君を脅かす真似はしない。
If I was like any other human, I'd be angry. But it's okay. I'm not. I would never be mad at you.
本当に？
Really?
怖がらなくてもいいんだ。僕は君を幸せにする。実験の結果は最後まで見
He's
届
going to
け
spread
なきゃ
them
なら
around
ない
the city, isn't he?
さあ、薬ならまだまだたっぷりある。
I mean, if the first season and all the things are anything to go by, this is just a small-scale experiment, and we'll use it to throw the entire city into chaos or something like that at the later parts of this game. It's okay. You don't need to be scared. I'll give you your happiness. The result of this experiment will be all known by its very end. Come, there's still a lot more of medicine. I picked up more than the amount of pills necessary for the cocktail and held them in Shiori's mouth. I did not ask her if she wanted it. There was no need for choices.
ごめんね。今までの量じゃ足りなかった。
This dose is going to kill her, isn't it?
してあげられなかった僕が悪いよね。さあ、もういいんだ。
Sorry. Sorry, the previous doses wasn't enough. If you weren't happy before, then that was my fault. Well then, open your mouth. Loot noises. What I needed to give her was absolute happiness.
これで幸せになれる。
I guaranteed you happiness, after all. Just like Shiori did, all humanity needed to do was open their mouths and swallow pills to be happy. See, Mother, I was only helping them. Ah, I'm so happy. No, you aren't.
幸せになってね。
You sure are. Just as Shiori uttered her delight, I heard the bolt on the door unlock. Who could possibly be? I glanced at the entrance. Guess who it is? And I saw... Renosuke walks in. No. A girl and a boy. Golden hair and those red eyes. I had seen his face before. Countless times, and I recognized his face. My head started to spin like it had before. It started as an intense headache that surged into deeper in my chest, kicking my heart like a rag doll. Tears filled my eyes. Oh dear. It's a heavier response than last time. Don't do drugs, kid. Nope. Shiori Matsukata? The impulsive Tsurugi's voice dragged me back to the present. The boy was feeding something to the girl. She chomped it up. Didn't bend her neck back, swallowing it all. Shiori? The girl who had been abducted, Shiori Matsukata. I could only watch as she fell, and Inspector Tsunemori rushed to catch her. She flailed in the inspector's arms, screaming. Inspector Tsunemori, make sure that she does not bite her tongue. Yes. What was I doing, letting myself fall into a daze? No time to waste. Every moment counted. I walked to Shiori as she bit down on her handkerchief. She seemed to be suffering. She's probably overdosing. Yeah. Though she was shocked due to a drug overdose, she induced vomiting, but in a few moments all the strain in her face vanished and her body became limp. Her pupils were dilated and drool dripped from her mouth. I twisted her wrist, trying to get a reaction from her, but she did not respond. Miss Kukitachi? There is a high chance that her brain is not receiving enough oxygen. She needs immediate medical attention. Wait. I remember I treated patients like her before. They were all brain dead, and just like then, I was too late. I felt Inspector Tsunemori's eye watching me. She knew. Oh no. Hello, Shiva. Inspector Tsunemori couldn't stand. I stayed by Shiori, checking her pulse and airways. Then laid her head down, and after slowly standing up, I faced the person at fault. Yeah, punch him. Finally, she has received her happiness. He laughed, a pure, joyful laugh, not a care in the world. As I watched him, my headache returned, and the room began spinning. These flashbacks, or déjà vu, whatever they were, never seemed to cease, but I needed to ask him. He has such a punchable face, he does. Are you the one behind of all this? Yeah, that's right, it was all me. The room filled with his innocent, childish laugh. Face. I think we should introduce one another. I'll go first then. My name's Alpha. Oh, what a splendid name my mother gave me. And yours is? Didn't they meet before? Shouldn't they already know it? Alpha. My vision started to blur from all the spinning. I could hear the throbbing pain pound against my skull with every pulse, as if something was trying to burst out. All of this chaos stems from you, you piece of shit, Alpha.
実験を執り行ったのがこの僕かってこと？だったらその通りさ。
Are you referring to the experiment that I'm conducting? If so, then yes, that would be me.
許せない。
This is unforgivable. Oh. Inspector Tsunemori pointed the Dominator at him. At this distance, she could not miss, yet Alpha still grinned, like he knew.
嘘。なんでこんなこと。
No way. But why? What is this?
どうした常森？
What, Tsunemori? The thing doesn't work, duh.
人間ってさ、欠陥品なんだ。幸せへの道しるべがはっきりと示されてるのに、その通りに動けない。
Humans are flawed. Despite a map being drawn out for them, they still won't follow the path to happiness.
常森、答えろ。
Tsunemori, answer me.
木野田さん、確認してください。ドミネーターが。
Inspector Ginoza, please confirm this. The Dominator is...
だから僕は導いてあげることにしたんだ。
And so, I decided to help you humans along this path. Inspector Ginoza raised his Dominator. As did the rest of us. We aimed at the boy as he continued to talk.
もっと簡単に彼らを
Doesn't
幸
give anything, though.
せにしてあげたい。そのための方法がヘブンズドアだ。彼らを作り変えるためのこの僕が見つけたやり方さ。
I wish to offer a simpler way for humans to obtain happiness. It is known as Heaven's Gate. I've been following a new recipe I've discovered. As expected, the Dominator did not acknowledge Alpha as a target. He lived in a world separate from one that Sybil recognized.
君たち公安局刑事課一係は僕の邪魔ばかりしたよね。
Just fucking punch him already. Come on.
でも君たちは犯罪係数の高い存在しか捉えられない。
The ideas of...
その銃は僕には
God damn it.
効かないんだ。
Keep falling for it too. The ideas of Vision 1, you all have been quite a pain. But you're only able to enforce persons with high crime coefficients. Thus, your guns are useless against me.
貴様は何者だ？
Who are you?
僕はアルファ、シビラの申し子。人を幸せに導くため作られた AI さ。
I am Alpha, the Sybil system's successor. I am the AI that will lead all humans to happiness. And an AI was created to bring happiness to humanity. Right after he said that, the kicking rhythm in my head grew stronger. Felt like my skull was split in two, my chest tightened, and I thought I'd suffocate. I tried focusing on Inspector Ginoza and enforced the Kokami's faint voices. Shiva, no. No. Shoo.
AI だと？バカな。貴様みたいな高度な思考処理を行う AI が開発されたなど聞いたこともない。
An AI? Don't make me laugh. I've never heard of an AI like the likes of you in development.
ギノ、事実を見ろ。ドミネーターが認識できない存在がここにいる。
That wouldn't be the first time now, would it?
だと思うか？
Shiva, how much more times do I need to say no? You know, open your eyes. Right before us is an entity that isn't even recognized by the Sybil system. Do you really think he's human?
僕は人間だ。
I am human. No, you're not. Alpha sounded angry now. He shook his head furiously in protest. AI, bringing happiness to humanity? Such a bold aspiration.
いや違う。僕は AI だ。人間なんかじゃない。でも僕は人間として作られた。
Oh no, the robot is getting existential crisis.
誰を？僕を。僕を。
No, I'm an AI, not a human. But I was made by a human. And who is that exactly? Who am I? I am...
あなたは一体誰？
You. Exactly who or what are you? Who exactly was this human or AI thing? And why did this presence bother me like this?
僕はアルファ。
Because you created them,
アルファ。
duh.
僕には名前がちゃんとある。そうだ。お母さんがつけてくれたんだ。お母さんが。
He kinda sounds like Aaron, doesn't he? From Attack on Titan. Or is it Armin? Not sure. His voice is familiar. His voice is fairly familiar though. I am Alpha. Alpha, I have a name. Yes. Mother gave me this name. My mother. Existential crisis? Yep, he's human now.
そうだな。
God damn it, Yukari. Yukari, that's her name, right?
ゆかり
Yukari?
剣。君は剣。僕の敵だ。なのに君は僕のことを知ってるの？
Tsurugi, you're called Tsurugi. You're my enemy, but why do you know who I am?
ああ、多分な。昔のお前とは大違いだが。
What's a cat back doing
お
here?
前のお母さんならよく知ってる。姫川ゆかりだ。お前を作ったのはあいつだ。そうだな。
Well, unfortunately, you're much different from back then. I know your mother very well. Yukari Himekawa. She's the one who made you, isn't that right?
わからない。
I don't understand.
しらばっくれるな。ゆかりはどこだ？言え。
I don't pretend to be ignorant. Where is Yukari? Answer me. I struggled to see, gazing at the back of Enforced Tsurugi. His voice seemed really far away. Yukari? Who was that? Why did it sound so familiar?
知らない。わからない。思い出せないんだ。お母さんの顔も名前も。
I don't know. I can't remember. Not her face, or even her name. Alpha sounded as an innocent little boy who had not yet learned right from wrong. A forsaken boy who had lost his parents. Oh, I wonder if he had lost his memories too. Like myself, he seemed to have no one to confide in, no knowledge who he was, or who the important people in his life had been. As my pulse pounded, my heart felt like it was expanding, and I struggled to breathe. It was hard to focus, and I could barely stand, but I did not take my eyes off him. Other than a deep red finch, his eyes held the sorrow of someone who begged to be seen for who he truly was. Without thinking, I reached out to him.
やめて！
Stop it. He smacked away my hand, leaving it numb, and a sharp tingle surged throughout my hand like electricity. Was this pain, or... yeah, of course it's pain.
僕は君なんか嫌いだ。君は敵だもの。そうとも。君たちに邪魔されてる場合じゃないんだ。僕は人間を幸せにしなきゃいけないんだ。
I don't like you. You're my enemy. All of you. I can't be stopped by the likes of you. I need to bring happiness to humanity. Why?
お母さんに褒めてもらうためさ。人間を幸せにしなきゃ僕に生きる価値はない。お母さんに必要としてもらえないんだ。
So mother will praise me. My existence is pointless if I can't make people happy. I need to do this for her. With a push, I shot into the air. Oh, Shiva, no. Hey, you're being annoying again. You were sleeping till like a minute ago, and now you're just being annoying again. Why? Damn it. Oh, I guess I need to give you new food. Maybe it's that. With a push, I shot into the air, crashed into a wall, and then fell onto the ground. He was too strong. I couldn't block him. My chest, my head, no, my entire body felt broken. You bastard. Oh. Alpha ripped out a metal pipe from the wall and walked toward the doorway, and Forces Masaoka and Kogami were blocking the entrance. Get out of my way.
そいつは聞けない頼みだな。お前をこのまま行かせるわけにはいかない。
I'm afraid we can do that. You're not going anywhere.
そっくら事情聴取させてもらおうか。聞きたいことは山ほどあるんでな。
There's a few questions we need you to answer. We have so many things we want to know from you.
あなたには医療容疑対盗難犯の容疑がかかってる。重要参考人として任意同行を求めます。
Are they going to get him though? That's the question. You are a prime suspect in the cyborg theft case, and not only that, but in other cases as well. Inspector Tsunemori's firm voice rang loudly. Ah, right. There was something I must do, but what am I doing here?
おい、大丈夫か？
God damn it, Shiva, stop that! Hey, are you okay?
問題ありません。それより彼の確保が先です。
Do not worry about me. We need to apprehend him first. Enforcer Tsurugi lent me his hand, helping me get back up. My equilibrium was still off from the winging in my head, but we needed to end this right here, right now.
執行官アルファの確保を。国塚執行官のみ常森監視官とともに戦闘に巻き込まれないよう松方しおりの保護をお願いします。
Enforcers, arrest Alpha. Enforcer Kunizuka, you and the others inspectors should stay out of the fight. Protect Shiori Matsukata.
わかりました。
Understood.
遺体と戦闘とか今回盛りだくさんすぎっしょ。
We get a fight with a cyborg. So exciting.
シュウ、気を引き締めていくぞ。
Shu braces yourself for battle.
どいつもこいつも僕の邪魔ばかり。ふざけるな！
Both of you, all of you, get out of my way, or I'll make you. Also, hold on.
シュウ、気を
No,
引
no,
き締めていく
no.
ぞ。
No, I wanted to know the next one. This one. Hold on.
どいつもこいつも僕の邪魔ばかり。ふざけるな！
Yeah, he sounds really damn familiar like that. I don't know. Is it indeed what I think it was, or... Well, I guess I'll look it up after this. Alpha swing his metal pipe only to be blocked by Enforcer's Kogami's baton. And with that, the battle began. Yeah, I'm not going to try to imitate that. Enforcer Masoka joined in the fight, throwing a punch at Alpha's abdomen with his cyberized fist, but he dodged it, leaping back right before contact was made.
逃がさねえよ。
You're not going anywhere. Enforcer Kagari tried executing a leg sweep where Alpha would land, but like the skilled fighter he was, Alpha blocked it with his shin. Ow!
邪魔だよ！
You're in my way. Alpha swung his metal pipe at Enforcer Kagari, but luckily Enforcer Tsurugi grabbed Alpha just in time, so the attack only breezed by Kagari's hair.
サンキュータクちゃん。
Thanks, Taku.
バカシュウ、気をつけろ。相手は擬態だぞ。
You fool! Shu, be careful. He has a cyberized body.
その通りだ。まともに組み合うな。
It's kind of a shame it's not animated, really. Exactly, spread out. While Alpha seemed to be tiring, Enforcer Kogami seized the opportunity, striking him with his baton, but Alpha managed to block the blunt of the attack with his metal pipe. Fleshy facts, that's all we're getting. It's kinda sad. Enforcer Kogami had an efficient fighting style, and his body seemed sturdy, yet nimble as a cyborg. From what I could tell, his attack was remarkable.
なぜ人を幸福にするのにあんなサプリを使った？
If you claim you're giving them happiness, why do you give them supplements instead?
手っ取り早いからさ。人間の欲望っていうのはたくさんあるように見えて、すべて一つの目的につながってる。
Because it brings immediate results, humans have an endless list of desires, and the ultimate goal of happiness is linked to every one of their wishes. Imagination will have to do. Should just put like a just some text in. Insert here Kogami beating the shit out of a cyborg. Alpha seemed to have gotten a second wind, and he rushed forward, attacking even more intensely.
不快を避け、快楽を求める。それが人間だ。だったら快楽だけを感じさせるのが幸せだろう。人間はそのために行動してるんだから。
Determined to avoid any bad feelings, all they want is to feel pleasure. That's humanity for you. I'm giving them happiness when they can feel nothing but joy.
フロイトの幸福原則か。
Freud's theory of happiness, huh?
へえ、よく知ってるね。
Why do we have to involve Freud in this?
鴻上か。面白いね、君。ちょっと違うみたいだ。
So you know. Kogami, huh? You're quite intriguing, unlike the rest of them. Well, Kogami is intriguing. You're not wrong. With a surging intense blow, Alpha hit Enforcer Kogami's baton so hard it flung out of his grip. Enforcer Tsurugi rushed in, continuing the battle as Kogami pulled back.
長引かせてはダメ。擬態は疲れを知りません。このままでは。
Do not burn yourself out. Cyborgs do not tire. A human cannot possibly win.
ああ、あれだけ河の相手をしていながら、あいつは息一つ切らしちゃいない。
True. While he fought Go, he never had to catch his breath.
何か対策はないのか？クワたち。
Any ideas, Kukitachi? IDs. Cut his head off. Oh. Bunch of dominated. That doesn't do shit. Call out to Alpha. Maybe. Just gonna seal up halfway so we can't get out.
薬品棚を倒して入り口を塞いでください。
Hello there.
彼を外へ出さないで。
Knock over the metal cabinet and block the entrance. We cannot let him escape.
分かった。
Got it. Enforcer Tsurugi threw down the cabinet that was near the entrance. It crashed down, blocking Alpha's only exit route. The glass panes on the cabinet shattered, gleaming under the fluorescent lights of the nurse's office. Amidst a sea of broken glass, Alpha stood, head tilted, grinning.
君たち、僕を閉じ込めたつもり？
Hello there, Lorelai, as well.
本当に閉じ込められたのはどっちなのかな？
Do you guys think you can trap me? Come on. Why do you were you really think it's trapped now? Shut up.
シュッ
Shoo.
動きが遅くなったね。ガラスに足を取られるんだ。人間って本当に弱いんだね。
I mean, I think he's wearing I think they are wearing shoes, so it should be fine, right? Slow. Afraid that your feet might get cut by the shots. Humans are so weak.
小賢しいんだ小僧。
You have much to learn, my boy. Enforcer Masoka threw his metal plate on the floor, covering the broken glass, and he rushed towards Alpha. Didn't expect this, did you?
直線移動で僕を仕留められると思うだなんて愚かすぎる。
If you think moving in a straight line can keep me here, you're really stupid.
剣執行官、今です。鴻上執行官はフォローを。
Enforcer Tsurugi now, Enforcer Kagami follow suit.
おや、
You got it.
了解した。
Roger. Understanding the situation, Enforcer Tsurugi threw his metal plate on the floor, creating a second path. Enforcers Kagari and Masoka backed off, and the other two enforcers rushed ahead. One on each plate. Oh, what if the plate slips away? Isn't it going to make them fall? It's no use. He said the thing. However, Alpha grabbed a handful of glass shards and hurled them onto both enforcers. Ouch. At this rate, they might. No, not on my watch. I brandished my baton and prepared to rush over.
動くな。
Don't move. What? I look behind me and I saw Inspector Ginoza holding his Dominator. It had changed modes into the decompressor. Oh. Oh.
撃つの？撃てるの？僕を。
What are you doing with that? Are you going to shoot me? His tone lacked the arrogance it once had, and instead he sounded like a frightened child, fearing for his life. My chest shuddered, ached, as if we were somehow connected.
お前は危険すぎる。故にシビラに人間に脅威を及ぼす物体として認識されたんだ。
You are a danger to society. Consequently, the civil system has deemed you to be a threat to humanity and a non-human entity. The Dominator did not rely on a crime coefficient alone. If it targeted anything that posed a threat to humanity, Alpha was recognized as a dangerous threat.
僕を。僕を。
I am.
人間かどうかは問題ではない。ただ、貴様を放置するなとのシビラの判断だ。
This has nothing to do whether you're human or not. The fact is, Sybil's judgment has now been made.
僕を消すの？
Are you going to erase me?
待って。
Wait. You aren't going to try to fucking save him, are you? I was too late. The blast decimated Alpha's legs, as well as the floor. It looked like it was scooped up by a spoon, leaving a crater. In the middle of the crater lied the upper half of the AI. Well, got him.
完全に破壊することはしない。お前には聞くべきことがある。このまま連行させてもらおう。
He wasn't completely destroyed. Apprehend him. We still need to bring him in for questioning. But if he's just an AI, can't he just like leave this body and hack into a different system or something like that? You need to be careful with that. Inspector Ginoza made the right decision, yet still, as I looked at Alpha's mangled body, I could not stop myself from trembling. A throbbing pain on my head and my heart palpitations started up again. I could not move, I just stood there, watching.
確保しろ。
Tsurugi, arrest him.
僕はまだ止まるわけにはいかないんだ。
I still can't stop yet.
あいにくだったな。もう逃げ場はねえぞ。
What a pity, but there was no way out. What do you mean, Yo-Yo? Fukinoza? I mean, he isn't bad looking, I guess. Fair enough. He just has a bit of a stick up his ass, that's his problem. Alpha grinned at Vafosa Tsurugi as he approached. I had a bad feeling about this. He could not leave. Not yet.
あるさ。僕はまだ繋がってい
See?
るからね。
I fucking told you so. I do. I'm still connected online.
いけない、待って、行かないで。
Don't. Wait. Don't go.
一時退避。実験は終了。体を廃棄する。
Temporary deactivating. Experiment terminated. Abandoning Cybervice's body. Wait.
おい、クガタ事情。不用意に近づくと。
Yeah, that's Ginoza. No, Miss Kukitachi, don't go near him. Before I could reach Alpha, Enforcer Tsurugi stopped me. Is he self-destructing his body, something like that? Only a couple of steps away, Alpha lay down in the rubble. He lost the gleam in his eyes, and then his upper body violently shook, then collapsed. No.
行ってしまったのね。彼が。
He's gone. But why? Why did I feel the need to grab his hand? What was this feeling? What did it mean? But I could not reach him in time. For the second time, he left before I could reach him. Well, I'm not surprised at this outcome. Not surprised with that outcome at all if you're dealing with an AI. The remainder of the case took very little time to wrap up. In the end, all of the captives was safely secured, and all the hostages were rescued without any issues. The leader, Ryotaro Funaoka, with most of the captives and hostages with him, proved to be nothing more than a kid. Without much of a struggle, he was apprehended. Although the captives were still armed with Molotovs and pipe bombs, we understood how they operated, so we were able to defuse the situations accordingly. And just like that, the case was resolved. Or was it? All the students, hostages and captives were transported to the National Hospital. There they received mental care assistance and U checks. Unfortunately, the main criminal Alpha evaded us, and the other perpetrator, Shuri Matsukata, was apprehended, or rather, she had no means of escaping.
ユーストレス欠乏症脳梗塞って聞いたことある？
Have you heard of eustress deficiency? No?
名前だけは。
Only the name?
そう。メンタルサプリやストレスケアに過剰に依存する環境下で発症すると言われている疾患よ。この状態に陥ると外界からのあらゆる刺激に対する反応が失われ、やがて衰弱死する。
The syndrome is said to occur after the sufferer overdoses on mental supplements, which leads to a loss of stimulus response activity.
松方しおりはそういう状態だったってことか。
Is Shuri Matsukata suffering from this?
さすがの私も実際のケースは初めて見たけど、あらゆる所見がいわゆるユーストレス欠乏症脳梗塞の症状と合致するのよ。
I'm calling it now. He's going to escape to a bigger network and he's going to give the entire city the drugs and shit is going to go down. It's probably how it's going to go. Even for me, it's my first time witnessing this. Nevertheless, all the symptoms match those of the eustress deficiency syndrome.
それってまだはっきりと認められた症例ではありませんよね。
But this is not an officially recognized disease, right?
くだらん。薬物により脳機能が損傷したに過ぎないだろう。
It doesn't matter. My brain has clearly been affected by a medication overdose. Inspector Ginoza was right, and the more we discussed this illness, the more I felt like I had something that needed to be said about it.
ユーストレス欠乏性脳梗塞は徐々に自律神経が壊れていく病気と言われています。
Eustress deficiency cerebral infection is an illness that gradually destroys the autonomic nervous system.
クガたち、知っているのか？
Kikutachi, do you know anything about it?
はっきりと覚えているわけではありません。ですが、発症基準は長期にわたるはず。ここまで急性の発症は前例がありません。
I do not completely remember, but the process takes a long time. Prior to this, there hasn't been any reports of severe cases. I spoke without thinking. None of this was from memory. but more like a knowledge that I had pouring out from my lips.
君はこれがただの薬物による脳障害ではないと言いたいのか？
Are you saying the syndrome wasn't caused by medication?
そう決めつけるには私の聞いたものとあまりに症状が酷似しています。ストレス、刺激への反応の鈍麻から至る感覚器官の麻痺、低下している脳機能の傾向。
These symptoms are so similar to what I've seen before. Patients become numb to stress or any other stimuli, till all sensory functions and brain activity declines. First, those who suffered from this experience stabilized you. After all, removing all pain receptors guaranteed it to be clear. And that is when I realized Alpha's plan.
ああ、なるほど。最初からそれが目的だったのですね。暴動を起こすことが目的ではない。彼の目的は松方しおりのような存在を量産すること。
Ah, I see. This has been his plan all along. It was not to create a riot, but to create many others who are just like Shiori Matsukata.
どういうことだ？まさか
Making pasta because my dad made rice into fried rice? Fried rice that only he like, oof. Well, that's not very nice of him. What do you mean? It can't be.
はい。アルファは幸せにするために人間を作り変えると言っていました。その方法がヘブンズドアーだと。
Yes, Alpha wants to, for lack of a better word, reprogram all of humanity, so we can give them happiness. That is why he's created Heaven's Gate.
文字通り、そいつは天国への扉だったわけだ。
Just like the ivory gate that one passes to enter heaven.
じゃあ何かユーストなんちゃらだか知らねえが、あんな生きてるか死んでるかもわからねえような状態が幸せだっていうのかよ。
But why? You stress whatever that means. It's like being stuck in limbo. Neither dead nor alive. How can you even call it being happy?
苦痛を感じず、色相も濁らせずに生きること。それが幸せというなら、ユーストレス欠乏性脳梗塞こそ、現代に最も適応した結果と言えるのかもしれませんね。
In the world we live in, he believes happiness can only be attained by ridding people of all their pain and giving them an infinitely clear you.
いやいやいや、いくらドロイドちゃんでもそれはないって。ちょい引くわ。
I mean, that's like saying you can make people stop from hurting their feet if you just cut their feet off. It's like basically the same idea. No. No matter what Miss Droid says, I can't let him win. I'm gonna pull Shiori out of this, one way or another.
生きた死体のような状態が幸福ね。幸せとは何なのか、ちょいと考えちまう出来事だな、こいつは。
Being a living corpse is not happiness. Boy, his thinking is really messed up.
奴は突き詰めれば、人間の行動は全て幸福のためだと言っていた。幸福の定義をたった一つに絞って考えるなら、確かにあれは幸福なんだろうさ。
That bastard said that humans will do anything to achieve their happiness, so if logically rationalized, his definition of happiness could in fact just be that.
でもそれって機械みたいな考え方よね。彼は彼が言う通り本当に AI なのかしら。
But that's a robotic way of thinking. I wonder if he really is an AI like he said.
さあな。だが奴は自分を人間だと言い張っていた。それに母親を恋慕うような素振り。言葉通りに捉えることはできそうにないな。
Probably. Then again, he claimed to be human, and he showed signs of having a deep affection for his mother. But nothing he said gives us any substantial leads. His loneliness and desperation for his mother's approval was apparent, as was his anger towards us, but still, there was no denying that he was an AI. After all, Sybil judged him as a non-human entity, right? But perhaps there was another reason why he was deemed so. No matter how much I thought, I could not think of why. It irritated me like an edge that was a fingertip too far away from my reach. What? Who exactly was he? And like I said before, this is a problem with the Dominators. They can only shoot when they get authorized and stuff like that. You're going to need some sort of firearm to stop crime if they can just avoid the crime system, you know. I guess it worked out in the end, but it's still not very effective, I would say.
それにしても幸せね。つまりそのアルファって 色相の悪い中学生の坊やたちと松方しおりを幸せにしてあげたくてこんなことしたわけ？
That sure isn't happiness, but this alpha guy only tried to make those bad students and Shiori Matsukata happy, right? Isn't that why he did it?
でしょうね。結果として松方しおりは共犯者であり、最初の犠牲者となった。問題はどうして彼女だったのかってことだけれど。
Well, I mean, you know what they say about good intentions, right? The road to hell is paved with them. It seems so, but in the end, they were all endangered and now suffer the consequences. And the question still remains, why did it have to be her?
おそらく彼女はアルファによって選ばれたのでしょう。佐藤春人の事件に巻き込まれたことで失われた彼女の幸せを取り戻すため春人の協力者だったアルファは動いたんです。
Her abduction left her in shambles, and so he chose her in order to restore her happiness.
かわいそうな女の子を幸せにするためにってか。ふざけやがって。
What about just too lazy to write in another character? I mean, that also makes sense. That was his idea of bringing happiness to that poor girl?
幸い迅速な対処ができたおかげで松方しおりと同様の症状を発症した者は報告されていない。人質となった者たちも色相はすでに改善へ向けて推移しているとのことだ。
And due to our fast response, there were no reports of any of the captors having symptoms similar to Shiori's. All hostages also showed improvements in their use. I mean, yes, that's how it started.
証言で済んだということですね。しおりさんは
We managed to keep the losses to a minimum, but what about Shiori?
ユーストレス
She's-
欠乏
she's
性
a
脳
goner.
梗塞と症状を同じと判断されたならば回復例はないと聞いています。社会復帰は無理でしょう。
If her symptoms are the same as eustress deficiency, then it's unlikely she'll ever return to society, and no one has ever recovered from that illness. Nobody told me about this handsome man.
こんなものが幸せだっていうの
Yo-yo's
か
in love. That shitty state of being is what he calls happiness. Yo-yo seems to be in love with Ginoza. I mean, he ain't Kogami, but I mean, he's not a bad pick after all. I have a friend who loves this anime. She could have told me that there was this very nice guy in it. The problem with Ginoza is that sometimes he's just too stiff and follows the rules too much, but other than that, he's not a bad guy at all. I mean, in the anime, he shows improvement in the subsequent season, so yeah, there is that. Is he a main character? Yes, well, I mean, I guess you could say he is, right? I mean, Akane is the main insert character because we follow her, but he's also always there, basically, so yeah. He's called Pretty Pretty Boy, yeah. I mean, his reasoning does have sense, but yeah, he's a bit cold and a bit too strict about things, but I mean, he's not a bad guy. He's a good person by heart. I mean, he just does it in the wrong way. Well, not necessarily a wrong way, he's just, yeah, just too cold about it, really. Nakura? Maybe, I'm not sure. Couldn't really judge him on that. I would have to rewatch the entire show if I would judge him on that, I guess, but I don't know. As the case came to a close, Enforcer Kogami approached Enforcer Tsurugi and started talking.
剣、お前はアルファを知っていたんだ。
I mean, everyone loves Kogami here. Just ask Laplace. He has this huge guy crush on him. Man crush? Guy crush? Whatever. I don't know what to call it. Tsurugi, you knew Alpha, didn't you?
昔幼なじみが同じ名の AI を育ててた。
A long time ago, my friend raised an AI that had the same name as his.
貴様が探しているという女性のことだな。確か名前は姫川ゆかり。
That's the girl you've been searching for, right? What was her name? Yukari Himekawa? Suddenly, after hearing that name, my chest tightened. Out of reflex, I looked down, as if I was guilty, even though I had no reason to be.
あいつは人間の感情を
He's okay.
組み立ち
Oh
上
dear, we come to have like a husbando bar in chat here, aren't we? She couldn't understand human emotions, just like Miss Kukitachi.
それはどういった？
What do you mean?
あいつは ゆかりはそのことで悩んでた。だから AI を作った。心を持った AI を。そいつの名がアルファ。
This was something Yukari worried about, so she made an AI and gave it the ability to process and learn emotional responses. She named him Alpha. Now my heart felt even tighter, as if it would burst. This Yukari woman, who I had ever known, possessed the same problems and worries that I experienced. You are Yukari. Plot twist. I'm just waiting for it to happen, you know. It's rather obvious. Empathy had always evaded my understanding. I never had problems with Mayu like others did. I never knew what people felt, what they thought.
おい、お姫さん。顔色が真っ青だぞ。
Hey, doll, you don't look too well.
大丈夫です。珍しいことですが、その姫川ゆかりという女性に共感を覚えて、少しフラッシュバックが。
I'm fine. This is rare for me, but I think I can understand what Yukari Himekawa is going through. I just had a flashback of something of that nature.
アルファと遭遇した時も同じようにこめかみを押さえて青い顔をしていたら関係があるのか。
Like what happened when we encountered Alpha, your face looked as pale as it does now. Is all of this related somehow?
わかりません。失われた記憶に関連することなのかもしれませんが、AI にせよ、姫川ゆかりにせよ、人の感情を理解できない存在に共感と既視感を覚えるのです。
Sorry, I don't know. It might have to do with my memory loss, but for some reason I get these flashbacks regarding that AI Yukari, and after, I can empathize with them.
ずっとあなたは人の気持ちがわからない子ねって言われて育ったようですから、その共感や既視感が頭痛や動悸、震えを伴うことがあるだけです。
It's funny enough, being said that you can't feel other people's feelings and emotions is something that has been credited and labeled on me as well. I don't know if it feels being better, but I don't know. I always thought it was a bunch of baloney, really. That the doctors were just trying to give me something to get rid of it, you know. It's like we can't find out anything. Just give her this. Should be fine. She must have been teased growing up for not being able to understand other people's feelings. The similarity I have with her is giving me a headache.
いやいやいや、それ超ド級にトラウマってるよね。さらっということじゃないよね。
So in that regard, I guess I can kinda relate to the main character, but yeah. It's kinda funny. Dang, that's like some hardcore trauma.
久我たち、その件は後でカウンセラーに相談するように。任務に支障が出るようなら休職も考えておけ。
Kukitachi, you should attend counseling afterward. If your focus on your job may be affected, you should consider taking a leave of absence.
そうですね。
You are right.
すまん。俺の話で嫌なことを思い出させちまったな。話の続きは後の方がいいか。
Sorry, I think what I said may have triggered some pretty bad memories for you. Should we discuss this later?
いえ、続けてください。捜査に必要な情報であれば、いずれ私も知ることになります。ならば、時間を無駄にはしたくありません。
No, continue please. If you have any information regarding the case, I want to know too. And I do not want to waste everyone's time. Enforcer Tsurugi seemed reluctant, but he nodded and forced a wry smile.
分かった。続きを話そう。と言っても、そうそう面白い話じゃないが、どこまで話したっけ？
Okay, let's continue then. Where were we again?
姫川ゆかりが心を持った AI を作ろうとしたところまでね。それで、その試みはうまくいったの？
Yukari Himekawa tried creating an AI with emotions of its own. So, what were the results of that experiment?
さあな。俺が知ってるのは、まだゆかりが子育てに勤しんでた頃だ。生まれたてのアルファは赤ん坊みたいなものだった。ゆかりのやつは一つ一つ教え込んでた。感情を、人間らしい反応を。
Well, all I know is from the time when Yukari had a job in childcare. When he was created, Alpha was like a baby, and Yukari raised him as such.
でも彼女はそれを理解できないのでは。
But she wasn't able to understand human emotions, right?
そうさ。だからゆかり自身も学んでたんだ。あいつは言ってた。アルファのモデルは この俺だって感情豊かで見ていて参考になるって。
His clothes kinda bother me, to be honest. Everyone is wearing this white undershirt and this guy is just wearing a blue one. Even his tie is a different color. It kinda annoys me, to be honest, because everyone is wearing the same clothes except him. Well, I guess Nadeshiko is also wearing the same color scheme, but yeah, it kinda annoys me. Right, which is why she was learning herself. Shiva once told me that I was a model for Alpha. Claiming I was rich with emotion, she used me as his role model. Oh, never mind.
ユカリッチがお母さんならタクちゃんはお父さん？
Okay, I stand corrected. Kagari is also wearing a different outfit. But, I mean, he is the rebel kind, so hey, it makes sense. Which means Yukari was his mom and you are his dad.
かがりくん茶化さないの。
Kagari, cut it out.
そうかもな。ゆかりとアルファと3人でよく話したもんだ。晴れた日の公園、今から考えるとあれはピクニックみたいだったな。
Well, maybe. The three of us often talked at the park. Now that I think about it, those felt like picnics.
けれど今あなたはゆかりさんの居場所を知らない。
But as of now, you do not know where Yukari is.
実はゆかりは消えちまった。俺には何にも知らせずに。もし今も研究を続けてるんだとしたら、アルファはあいつがとうとう完成させた我が子かもしれない。
Then Yukari disappeared. I don't know how or why, but maybe she's still conducting a research. And Alpha might very well be the same same kid I knew, all grown up now. I wonder how much longer is this going to go?
自立行動が可能な AI は未だ実現されてはいない。アルファを操っているのは奴自身ではなく別の誰かだ。
That's nonsense. An AI capable of independent action is far from a reality. Someone else is controlling Alpha, not Alpha himself.
なら、そいつは誰だ？どこにいるんだ？
If that's the case, then Wu, where is that person?
その質問に答えられるだけの材料は現状では揃っていない。ただ、今回のアルファをめぐる一連の事件に姫川ゆかりという人物が関わっている可能性は考慮すべきだろう。
I don't have enough information to answer your questions, but for all these cases where Alpha was involved, we need to consider Yukari Himekawa's involvement as well.
木野座監視官、あなたがおっしゃっておられることは姫川ゆかりが重要参考人だという意味でしょうか？
Inspector Ginoza, are you saying that Yukari Himekawa should be brought in as a suspect?
その判断を下すのもまだ早い。まず考えるべきは彼女の行方を突き止めることだ。
It's still too early to say, but we should try and track down her
そ
whereabouts.
れじゃあ、ギノザさん、あんたも調べてくれるんだ。
In that case, thank you for helping me find her, Ginoza.
やってみよう。
I'll give it a shot.
助かるぜ。
Thanks. After Inspector Ginoza offered to help, Enforcer Tsurugi looked as if a weight was lifted off his back. And there was no doubt that Yukari must have been very important to him. I just felt like it had been pricked a million times by a sharp, tiny needle. Why did I still feel like this?
私も協力します。ゆかりさんを見つけましょう。
I will also try my best to help. Let's find Yukari together. Now we're on the way to look for Yukari. Have you considered looking in Gensokyo? Maybe that would help you. There was a high chance that Yukari would be brought in as a witness. Of course, as an inspector, I would be tasked with interrogating her. That was a given.
ありがとうな、久我立ち上。
Thanks, Miss Kugitachi. He placed his large warm hand on my shoulder, and that prickly pain in my chest slowly vanished. The human touch possessed such a great therapeutic effect. I do not know why it worked, but his hand healed me. It was not a particularly bad feeling at all. You are falling for him. Stop lying. Well, it's not like you're lying, you're just denying it, but... The school rides, for the time being, that case was closed. The recipe for Heaven's Gate was sent to our Tokyo headquarters, and the supplement uses of every person would be strictly monitored from here on. None of this would be made public. Without the public's knowledge, a banned act was put into effect. This often happened in order to protect the well-being of everyone's use. The disclaimer for the supplements remained the same. However, this message was added. Supplements should be taken with the recommended dosage in proper manner. We continue to search for Alpha. However, we are unable to find any leads on his whereabouts. Shiori Masakata has been placed in the same hospital as our temporary headquarters, but after a short stay, she was moved to a special medical facility. Moreover, even the time and day of her transfer was not disclosed to us. We were also denied visitation rights, so we never saw her again, much less knew what came of her. She was the first victim of my first case as inspector. I would have never guessed things would turn out this way. It's a bit of a sour turn, isn't it? If there was only something more we could have done. Enforcer Tsurugi continued muttering his discontent while Enforcers Masaoka and Kagari tried to console him. I did not think I divulged as much about myself to them. Even then, my chest felt hollow. This powerlessness was like a chasm where only cold winds rushed through. Sorrow. I knew this emotion, or maybe I remembered it, but either way, I felt it. Sorrow. Again, I was unable to save the ones who needed it most. There was nothing to do to make it all better. That heavy emptiness that lingers for far too long, only to steal a part of you when it decides to leave. It's been rough for the both of us. I do not think I was talking to myself out loud, but when I came to, Enforcer Tsurugi stood beside me, tapping on my shoulder lightly. Mm-hmm. That's not what she said, though. That's right, she said. There was no denying it, Enforcer Tsurugi knew, as he had known all along, the pain I was going through. He carried that same immense burden, but just by knowing that, it helped me relieve mine a bit. I'm stumbling off that word. How mysterious, the two of us holding up our sorrow in solidarity. Without any leads on Alpha's whereabouts, we received a new order from the top brass. An increased zone presence has been established inside the Marine City, and the mental health exam was complete, so we, Division 1, was set to return to Tokyo. Then it happened. Basically. From my Westcom, an alarm sounded. It appeared that one of the enforcers' use had reached a dangerous level. Uh-oh. To film my duty as an inspector, I had to respond, so I turned on my communications. Oh, Masaoka again?
なんだ姫さんか。わざわざ色相が濁ったと連絡してくるとは、お前さん本当に豆だな。
Like I said, these play out, so I can't read out what they say.
言っておくが褒めちゃいないぞ。お前さんが気にするべきことはもっと他にある。例えばこの事件の黒幕とかな。上からの命令じゃ仕方ないが、俺にはどうも引っかかるものがある。もしかしたらまたすぐこの町へ戻ってくることになるかもしれんな。まあ単なる勘だ。年寄りのざれ言と思うか、それとも信じるか、お前さんに任せるがね。
Not so much as it's ending, but I feel like it's the how should I say it? It's the end of this chapter before the final chapter begins, or something like that. You know, it gives me that kind of feeling, like shit is about to go down. It wouldn't surprise me. After reading the short memo, we hardly had any time to spare. We needed to start preparing for a return to Tokyo. There was the light nose again. We are going to leave even without solving whatever else is going on. What do we do about Alpha? There's no way the drones can stop him. I think we're about 9 hours in as well. This is an order, Enforcer Tsurugi's. This is an order, Enforcer Tsurugi. It's not something we can discuss. You are correct, Inspector Ginoza. However, I do not think that this will end here. I have a hunch we will be back here, on these streets, soon enough. I was certain because Alpha had not achieved his ultimate goal. However, things could not happen as I had predicted. After return to Tokyo, Central Marine City was quiet. It was almost as if these recurring cases were all just a bad dream. But none of us believed the peace would last.
嵐の前の静けさってやつかな。
Yeah, that's basically the kind of feeling I'm getting and Maya's are getting as well, yeah. This is like the calm before the storm.
あいつがこのまま消える玉とは思えない。必ず何かやらかすはずだ。特大の大嵐を連れてな。
I can't imagine he just disappeared like that. He's definitely up to something. And when the time is right, the skies will rain with his terror.
じゃあ次は何やるかかけようぜ。
What's his next plan? Any bets?
不謹慎すぎんのよあんたは。
You are not taking this seriously. If I were to bet, I'm just going back to what I said previously. He's going to try to spread the recipe among, well, pretty much everyone he can get it to. And shit is going to go down. At least I think.
もしまたあの町で何かがあったら、その時私たちは事件に関われるんでしょうか。
But if something happens there again, would we even be allowed to investigate it?
家庭の話は無意味だ。
There was no point in dwelling on hypotheticals. Screw that word.
だが覚悟だけはしておいた方がいいんじゃないか。嫌な予感がビンビンしやがる。
But wouldn't it be better if we mentally prepared ourselves for what's to come? None of this sits well with me.
根拠のないお前の勘を当てに何をしろと。
Even if that's what you feel in your gut, what could possibly be done without any evidence?
こちらでもできる範囲でアルファの手がかりおよび重要な情報を握る可能性の高い姫川ゆかりの捜索を続けましょう。
We should search for
いかな
Yukari.
る状況でもなすべきをなすまでです。
Oh, shut up. We should search for Yukari Himakawa, since it's likely that she's our best bet at learning more about Alpha. We need to find her by any means necessary.
ブレないなあんたは。だがその通りだ。ギノ、獲物の尻尾は見えてる。食らいつくぞ。
You sure are headstrong, but that's exactly what we need to do. You know, I can see the tail of our prey. Let me take a bite at it.
そうだな。事件の捜査任務そのものを解かれたわけではない。仮に俺たちが二度とあの町に戻ることがないとしても、引き継げる資料は多い方がいいだろう。
Right, the order from the top brass doesn't restrict us from stopping our investigation. Even if we never return to that city, we have lots of data that can offer leads.
いえ、きっと私たちはあの町へ戻ります。
On the contrary, I believe we will be back there again.
クマたち、何か理由があるのか。
Kikutachi? What's your reasoning behind this claim? I shook my head slowly. I knew my gut feeling was an impractical reason, but when you know, you
た
know.
だの女の勘です。
It's just a woman's intuition.
そいつは最強だ。
A good answer. That's the best kind.
自分でも非論理的であることは理解しています。ですが、そうとしか言えないのです。
I also understand that it's an illogical thing to say, but that's my only rationale.
すまん、バカにしたつもりじゃない。俺たちも勘に頼ることはよくあることだからな。勘ってのは言ってみれば、経験則から来る判断を無意識下で行っているようなもんだ。
I wasn't planning to make fun of you. We follow our intuition all the time. It's like making an unconscious decision based on your experience.
つまり、言語化できていないだけで、私の勘にも信用に足る理由があると。
In other words, even if it cannot be explained, you are saying that you believe in my intuition?
俺はそう思うが、
That's what I think.
くだらん。フガたち、君は初任務だったこともあって、あの町に過剰な思い入れをしているに過ぎ。そういった干渉は目を曇らせる。気をつける。
Nonsense. Kukitachi, as this was your first deployment, you may have suffered too much from those cases. You should, if you dwell on the past, it will only cloud your judgment. Okay. Even though I believed that what Inspector Kinosa had said was true, I had a feeling I would never be able to fully put those cases behind me. Was it because I was too attached to what had happened, or was it because was it not a good feeling I had? A few days later, traces of Yukari Himakawa were discovered where I thought it would be. Back in the city.
ゆかりがあの擬態の発注者だったってのか。じゃあやっぱりゆかりはこの事件に関わって。
Yukari is the one who ordered the cyborg? Well, then there is no doubt she's involved in the case.
彼女と
Or she's
一連
probably
の事件
dead,
に
don't
関
worry.
連性があるとは断定できない。何せ発注が取り消された経緯が経緯だ。
We cannot confirm if she is involved with all the cases. After all, the purchase order was revoked.
なんだよ。発注者行方不明のためキャンセルって。
What? Just because the buyer went missing, they cancelled the order? The stolen cyborg was ordered from Sixth Tower, but it was never used, so it was donated to Saddam Marine City's National Hospital. Reasons for purchase were unknown.
追跡調査してたら姫川ゆかりが退職前に擬態を発注していた記録が見つかったのよ。
A follow-up investigation revealed records that signify Yukari ordered the cyborg shortly before she quit her job.
何のために。
Why?
さあでもあのレベルで精密な医療用擬態は民間には公開されていない代物よ。お役所絡みで擬態に関わるプロジェクトがあったと考えるのが妥当じゃないかしら。
I wonder, but it's such an advanced device that it was never made public. So this opera is probably treated as a specimen for a project, right?
プロジェクトの内容はわかるか。
Is there any information about the project? Probably
ダ
not.
メ、お手上げ。
Knew it.
プロテクトが硬すぎて覗き見もできやしない。分かったのはゆかりちゃんの名前だけなのよ。
Alright, Yo-Yo, see you around. I probably won't be going much longer anyway. Like, I'm just kind of waiting for the case end screen to appear, but yeah. If not, it's probably going to be soon anyway that I'm going to stop, because it's almost been going for 3 hours now. My voice is kind of dying. But see you later, Yo-Yo, and take care. Nuh-uh, it's classified. You can't even take a peek. All we have here is the buyer, Yukari Himakawa.
そして姫川ゆかり本人の行方は分からずですか。
And we still do not know where she is, so now what?
なんていうか不自然ですよね。退職届をメールで提出してそのまま行方不明なんて。
None of this adds up. She sent an email of her resignation and then suddenly disappeared. Why?
仕事内容にもよるが、セクスタスタワーで勤めていたならありえない状況だ。剣、彼女の仕事についてお前は何か聞いていなかったのか。
Perhaps it may be the nature of her work, but what she did is unheard of at Sixth Hour. Tsurugi, do you know what kind of work she did there?
医療業務に携わってるとしか聞いてねえ。だがあいつはほとんどの省庁に適性が出たほどの天才だ。重要な仕事を任されてた可能性は高い。
I only knew that it was medical related, but she was a genius. Everyone wanted her to work for them. So she was probably doing something important there.
機体の再現が行方不明。証拠も残さずにか。こいつは随分な泥沼に片足を突っ込んだんじゃないか。
A talent went missing without much of a trace. What kind of trouble did she get herself into?
監視官、剣、悪いことは言わん。この件、手を引いた方がいいかもしれんぞ。まずい予感がする。
Come on guys, let's not jump to conclusions. Maybe we should all take a step back. None of this sits well with me.
冗談じゃねえ。ここまで来てゆかりのことは諦めろってのか。
This is serious. Are you telling me to just give up on Yukari now?
剣落ち着いて。大体あなたの個人事情のためだけに捜査を行えるわけじゃないでしょ。
Tsurugi, calm down. After all, in the first place, we are not investigating this for your sake alone.
それはそうだけどよ。
Well, that's true.
で、ギノさん、実際どうなんすかこの件。俺たちさ、このまま調べてていいんすかね。
Hey, what is this? Can we just search through as we please? Inspector Ginoza was about to say something, then stopped, folding his arms, as if deep in thought. He seemed worried about how much he should involve himself into this matter. I can't help to think of Doe Yukari when talking about Yukari.
上から捜査中止の命令
I
は
understand that one.
捜査途中である以上続けるしかないだろう。 何より現状アルファへの手がかりはほとんどないのだからな。
There has been no orders from the top brass to hold any investigations. Since we've already begun, let's continue. Still, we have no knowledge of Alpha's whereabouts.
あとは残された擬態くらいですよね。
All we have is the cyberized body that Alpha left behind.
それについてはもうすぐ分析が開始されるわ。貴重なデータだからうっかり壊したりしないように今は準備期間中ってとこね。
Analysis will begin soon. The data is sensitive, so we're taking precautions to not damage anything. Currently, I'm preparing the data extraction. Ew. I need to
そ
take a
の分
break
析が
too.
終わればまた何か手がかりが得られるかもしれん。いずれにせよ俺たちはできることをするしかない。
Once the analysis is complete, we may find some info regarding his whereabouts. That's all we can do as of now.
なあ、久方事情はあんたはどう思うんだ。あんたの中の最適解とやらはこの事件から手を引くべきだとそう考えてるのか。
Hey, Miss Kukutachi, what's your thoughts on all about all of this? Do you think this investigation should be terminated? I was taken aback by his question. For some reason, I felt like I was being watched. Not by him or anyone here, but by someone else. I chose my words carefully.
私はギノザ監視官と同じ考えです。上から中止を命じられていないのならこの事件追い続けろということでしょう。
I hold the same view as Inspector Ginoza. Since there are no orders from the top brass saying otherwise, we should just continue the investigation. Why did the buyer's name appear all of a sudden? And is it just so happened to be the same woman who Enforcer Tsurugi had been searching for? This sudden realization, this coincidence, may all have been carefully planned by someone, or whoever I felt I was watching me. It felt like our heads were tied to puppet strings, as if we were being forced to think and act. I knew how ridiculous it was to think that, but I was scared to resist.
引き続き姫川ゆかりおよびアルファについての捜査を続けましょう。それが私の考える最適解です。
So ultimately, we should continue investigating Alpha and Yukari Himakawa. In my opinion, this is the best solution. On my way to the counseling room, I saw Enforcer Tsurugi standing in the corridor. He saw me too and waved.
よ、今からカウンセリングか。
Yo, are you going to counseling right now?
そのつもりですが。
Yes.
ああ、この間は悪かったな。嫌なことを思い出させちまったみたいでよ。
Sorry about what happened earlier. I feel like I forced you to dig up some pretty bad memories.
剣執行官のせいではありませんから。
No, it's not your fault, Enforcer Tsurugi. Those were all my problems. I did not understand people's feelings, lost memories, and I had strange flashbacks pop out of nowhere, but that was my burden. He was not to blame.
もしや謝罪のためだけに私を待っていたのですか。
Wait, have you been waiting for me here to apologize?
あ、ちゃんと謝ってなかったと思ってな。
Yeah, I wanted to apologize to you properly. I did not understand. It was not his fault.
それに心配だったからな。あの時のあんたは相当辛そうだったから。
And moreover, I'm a bit worried. It seemed like you were in a lot of pain at the time.
そのために今からカウンセリングに行くのです。
And that's why from now on I'm militant counseling. I could not say anything more. If I did, then all that writhing pain within me might pour out. And I did not know how to express it, or what it was other than the fact that it hurt. Without saying anything, I just looked at him. Maybe I was confusing him. Somewhere, some time ago, my past self had made everyone around me wear the same worried face he had.
そうか。それもそうだな。
Yeah, I can see that. He smiled lightly and placed his hand on my shoulder. The warmth slowly spread, comforting me in a way I did not know how to put into
で
words.
も何かあったらいつでも話してくれていいぜ。
But, if you ever need to get anything off your chest, you can always tell me.
あなたにですか。カウンセラーではなく。
You? Not doing counseling?
カウンセラーだけが話し相手じゃないだろう。あんたが俺をどう思ってるかわからんが、少なくとも同僚なんだ。悩み相談くらいには乗らせてくれ。
Well, counselors only listen. They don't carry conversations. But we are on the same team. So why not share our problems with one another? If it was the other way around, I could easily help him the way he wanted to help me. But he was an enforcer and I was an inspector. That boundary could not be crossed. I gazed into his eyes, trying to balance myself on this thin line.
ありがとうございます。考えておきます。
Yeah, thank you. I'll think about it.
じゃ、またな。
Well, see you then.
剣執行官。
Oh, Enforcer Tsurugi. Why did I call out to him? Sometimes I could even understand my own actions. But I had responsibilities as an inspector. That was why, or maybe it was just an
どうし
excuse.
た
What's up?
いえ、あなたこそ色相が濁っています。何かあったら話してください。
Nothing. It's just that your hue seems a bit cloudy lately too. So if you ever need to talk, please feel free to come to me.
あんたにかカウンセラーじゃなく
You, instead of going to counseling?
カウンセリングを進めてもあなた方執行官は受けないことが多いですから。それに私はあなたの上司である監視官です。
Even
あ
when
なた
advi-
のメンタルケアも仕事のうちですから。
Eh. Even when advised to do so, enforcers often do not attend counseling. Also, as your superior, it's part of my job to monitor your mental health.
そうかそうだなサンキュー考えておくよあとそれよりそろそろ行かなくていいのか
I see. That's right. Thanks. I'll think about it. Oh, didn't you have somewhere to go right now?
そうですね。失礼いたします。
Ah, right. I should get going. As I walked away, I could feel his eyes on my back. It was... kissing me full. It was different from the cold stare of whoever held his puppet strings. His was warm and soft. My heart felt lighter than it had been in days. I was curious to see the effect it had on my hue, so I turned on my hue checker. That's lighter. Taking supplements seemed to have a great effect on my mental health, since it would be good today. Would be wise to continue this regiment. Just take it, I guess. I wonder what happens if you ignore it. I entered the counseling, would this be a good moment to stop, or should I just go on a bit longer? I've been going for 3 hours, like over 3 hours even. I don't know how long this is going to be either. Might be a good point just to stop. Yeah, probably. Okay, well I guess I'll stop then, and I hope it's not going to be, no, not load, save. And I hope it's not going to be as, why do I have 2 different saves again? And then, I hope it's not going to be like 5 minutes until the chapter is over next time I start, but hey. No, that's... Oh, I have a full screen option, I didn't know that. Oh, did I fuck it up with that? Yeah, it seems I fucked up the recording with opening it on my screen. Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh. Good job me. Anyway, I'm going to cut off the recording for now and I'll fix it up later. So I'll see you later on next time. Bye bye. Capture is blocked. Yeah, it seems like that.